be a Steelers, consider others before you consider yourself. To protect your brother, even from himself. To give support at your own expense. And when wearing the black and gold suit of armor, and make sure nobody desecrates it, disrespects it. Most importantly, we ourselves don't dishonor it. From previous legends who have donned the black and gold. These virtues I learned while playing for the Steelers are what make the legacy of the black and gold timeless. They are passed down in the locker room from the steel curtain to anyone who valiantly wears the black gold. Creating a brotherhood that is deeper than money, business, and winning. To be a Steelers, consider others before you consider yourself. This is our culture, Steeler culture.
Now, here are your hosts, Rob and Dan, the Steel Twins.
Steelers Nation, how we doing on this Thursday night? We want to thank you guys for joining us on another edition of the Steeler Culture Podcast, where we break down Pittsburgh Steelers football. This episode is powered by our friends over at Profit X. More on them later. We have some more stressful Steelers football to talk about. We have a game on Sunday, but not just Sunday, Sunday morning. In fact, we're talking 9:30 in the morning in the East Coast of the United States.
Bright early, bro.
We're talking 6:30 on the West Coast. We're talking, let me see, was it 7:30 on in Central Time or whatever it is.
But you get it. It's pretty early.
It's mad early. Like for
something that the Steelers don't usually play around. They don't usually do. I mean, the last time the Steelers played an international game was back in 2013 against the Minnesota Vikings when they were 0-3 at the time.
Yeah.
And they faced a backup quarterback and Matt Castle. And the outcome wasn't exactly great for the Steelers.
No, they lost 34-27 on their way to a Week 5 bye, very much like this upcoming season or this upcoming week. And that was on to a 0-4 start in 2013. They eventually finished the year 8-8 because, of course, they did. Just what Mike Tomlin knows how to do.
Mike Tomlin special, man.
The Steelers, however, similar situation. International game versus the Vikings on their way to a Week 5 bye, but can they manage their way to 3-1 or 2-2?
No, but this time, again, first international game since 2013. This is the first international game for the NFL this season, and the first ever regular season game to be held in Ireland.
Yes, and shout out to Justin Barron in the chat. 7:30 Mountain Time. Yes, 7:30. So 6:30 a.m. West Coast in the West Coast Pacific Time. 7:30 Mountain Time. 8:30 Central Time, so say you live in Chicago, 8:30 around that time, and then 9:30 over here on the East Coast. And then let's talk about over in the UK. They actually get to have an afternoon game for once. Like an actual afternoon game, not like late afternoon into the evening.
Yes.
They actually have an afternoon game.
But for us Americans here, you know, we got to prep that coffee, bro. We got to prep it. We got to prep it the morning before.
Yeah, you better get that coffee ready.
Believe me, I will. I'll have it on deck. We're going to have it right beside us for that game because we're going to need it.
I've even debated having a nice cold Irish beverage, if you catch my drift, but having one and 9:30 in the morning is kind of
maybe have one
early.
Maybe have one. Yes, I would say so, but I would say maybe have one on deck for after the game because that could
have
be
one during the. I don't know how this game's gonna go.
I would say after the game.
I'll tell you right now, I'm not feeling great about it. I'm not feeling so great about this game, Chad. I don't know about you. I got a feeling this could get ugly, like actually really ugly.
And the thing is with the Vikings, they don't have their starting quarterback for this game. They don't have J.J. McCarthy. He's out with injury.
It just adds more to why I am a little frightened heading into this game. Now, before we get into anything, this wouldn't be happening. This game wouldn't be happening in Ireland without the man himself, the ambassador, Dan Rooney. May he rest in peace. We have his shirt up here, Dan Milton Rooney, with the Irish Shamrock, obviously. I will be sporting this shirt on Sunday. I will be skipping out on my Mason jersey again, but for good reason, because I have to honor the legacy and the homage of Dan Rooney himself. Because without him, this game does not happen.
It doesn't.
This game doesn't happen without him. He was the U.S. ambassador to Ireland for a couple years in the late 2000s to the early 2010s. He has been pressing to get a game in Ireland for a long time. And I know, is up there looking down, proud that there is going to be a game in Ireland, finally. And it is the team that he helped build, the team he helped raise, the team that he helped bring 6 glorious Lombardis to Pittsburgh.
To the city of Pittsburgh, man.
There are serious Irish roots when it comes to the Rooney family. In fact, the chief, Art Rooney Sr., his great-grandparents were Irish. And that's how it all started. And then obviously his father, Art Rooney Sr.'s father, Dan, was Irish, and he was born, he birthed Art Rooney, or his mother birthed Art Rooney. And then Art Rooney Sr. obviously was the father of Dan Rooney. Dan Rooney, his wife, Patricia Regan, was Irish. They have serious, deep Irish roots.
It's in the bloodline.
So it's all coming full circle here. It makes full sense why the Steelers are the designated home team for this game. So I think that's incredible. I think that's awesome. And I think the main motivation for this game, outside of getting a win before the bye and cleaning up some of the mistakes, I think the biggest motivation for this game is we have to win it for Dan. Because without him, they're not currently traveling as we speak over to Ireland right now.
No.
They're not playing a game on Sunday morning or in Ireland Sunday afternoon at Croke Park. So we should win it for Dan. I think that should be the main mission, is to honor him and give him, something to be proud of.
Hey, this game's for him.
It is.
I mean, if you were alive right now today, I mean, I know he would be the happiest man in the world to see his team, from, where he has his team now currently, just excited to have the game happening, have the game happening in Ireland.
Yeah.
It's what he pressed for. It's what he wanted. And now that it's happening, I mean, props to Art Rooney, his son, for making this thing happen, making this game possible, for the Steelers to be the designated home team over in Ireland.
Yeah.
So props to Art Rooney for doing so. And I know Dan would be happy right now.
Not just,
I know he is looking down.
Not just Art Rooney II, our current owner. I know we like to call him Art the Clown because he is. But yes, without him, this doesn't happen. Same thing with his son and Dan Rooney's grandson, Dan Rooney. Literally named Dan Rooney.
Yes.
Down with that.
Oh, I'm down with that.
We've got 2 words.
Les Mortz in the chat with a 1999. So just wanted to say, love watching you guys, and go Steelers, that is all. Les, thank you. Thank you, man. We do greatly appreciate the support. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us on this Thursday night.
Yes.
I know the game with the Seahawks and the Cardinals isn't that entertaining.
No, it's quite boring.
And for fantasy and certain slip reasons, I'm not really enjoying it myself either. So, yeah.
Can't win them all, bro.
No, you can't win them all. And speaking of can't win them all, Steelers can't win every single game. And
Well, but this one is important, and this one is special because of Dan Rooney.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Tomlin has already expressed that to his players. I'm sure Cam Hayward has expressed that to his teammates as well. They've been very vocal throughout the week about, what Dan Rooney meant to them and their growth as coaches and players and just to the team overall. This game is for Dan Rooney. So it's not going to be easy going against the Vikings because they're a very tough team. But this one's for Dan. And so they're going to travel to Ireland. They're going to be playing in Ireland for the first regular season game to be held in Ireland. This is for Dan Rooney.
And it makes complete sense why the Steelers would be the designated team for sure. There's a poll in the chat. How many sacks for the Steelers defense? How many sacks does the Steelers defense get? They had 5 last week. 1 from Derek Harmon, 2 from T.J. Watt. I think 1 from Nick Herbig, the strip sack, and I think the other was from Cam Hayward.
Yes.
So how many do you think that they could get in this upcoming Sunday's matchup versus the Minnesota Vikings? The Minnesota Vikings are led by Carson Wentz. The Minnesota Vikings are led by Kevin O'Connell. The Minnesota Vikings have a defense led by Brian Flores.
Yes. Yes.
Who obviously a lot of us, in fact, I would think the majority of us, wish he was our defensive coordinator. Instead, he's not. And the Steelers offense, led by Arthur Smith, is going to have to go up against Brian Flores, one of the best defensive coordinators in football and probably a future head coaching candidate for next offseason. If he's not, then that's just a shame.
crime. That's a crime. The guy should be a head coach right now. And, just looking back at, the Dolphins and just who they have now and looking at the Dolphins right now, it's like, wow, they really made a blunder decision right there.
Sure did.
But Flores, he's doing what he's doing over in Minnesota. Props to him. He's going on as the DC for them for 3 years now. And the Vikings defense has been one of the more dependable and strong defenses within that time.
Yes, they have. In fact, their defense is a little, banged up, especially in the secondary. I know Josh Metellus is a little hurt. Andrew Van Winkle was kind of limited in practice a little bit this week. I think he should be able to play. Same thing with former Steeler Javon Hargrave, who I don't think we ever should have gotten rid of. Just my 2 cents there. Never should have got rid of him.
Yeah.
Never should have got rid of him. But we did, unfortunately. He went on to have a great career with the Eagles, then the Niners, and now obviously still with the Vikings. In fact, he's one of their sack leaders right now. Alongside him is Jonathan Greenard, who had double-digit sacks last year.
Billy Maher with a $4.99 says, "Don't worry, guys. I'm playing DK in fantasy this week, so he's guaranteed at least 3 touchdowns."
You better, bro.
If DK can get 3 touchdowns, man, I'll be happy.
Well, seeing how much we're paying him, that's exactly what we're going to need. That's the kind of production we're expecting from a guy like DK.
I hope so.
That's what you would expect.
If they can use him right.
Paying him how much? 33 million a year?
Yeah. It's a big money contract.
We gave him the whole bag. It's a very unsteeler move where you trade for somebody of name value like DK, and then you give him the bag right then and there.
Yeah, he didn't even put the jersey on yet.
No.
He was just gifted a big wad of cash.
Didn't even have time to think of a number, and they gave him the bag. So, yeah, we're going to need DK to continue to step up. This entire offense in general. But going up against Brian Flores, I'm not feeling too proper. I'm not feeling too grand about it, if I'm going to be 100% real with you guys. I think the coaching matchup, I think it is
lopsided.
Very lopsided. You got Mike Tomlin, Arthur Smith, and Terrell freaking Austin going up against guys like Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores. I feel like ours is so inferior compared to theirs. Kevin O'Connell and the way that he runs the offense and the way that he just schemes everything up and gets players involved and just with so many different quarterback changes he's had since being the Vikings head coach and has found great success.
Just look what he did with Sam Darnold, dude. Just
and no discredit to
right
Sam
there.
Darnold, because Sam Darnold cooked us, and he's looking good right now versus the Cardinals.
Yes,
live.
but like seeing where Sam Darnold was, that man was basically a career backup for the rest of his career up until he was in O'Connell's system.
Yeah.
And Sam Darnold went on to have a great season, and now he's being paid $100.5 million for 3 years for Seattle.
Yeah. And then you got a guy like Brian Flores, who was obviously the Steelers. He was inside the Steelers organization. He was, I think, what was he? Our linebacking coach and assistant defensive assistant.
Senior defensive assistant linebackers coach.
Yeah. What year was that? 2022?
2022. Yes.
And then we let him walk. I know that year, the defense, and I guess under the coordination of Terrell Austin, it looked good, so they were never going to demote him and just give it to Brian Flores, but in hindsight, they really should have. No matter if he had a good year or not, it's just a matter of fact, who's the best guy available, who's the best candidate in your organization, and they let the guy walk.
Who's the best coach that can utilize the players to the best of their ability, to make the players succeed, to make the defense successful, to live up to the pedigree of highest paid defense?
Look at
that would have been Brian Flores.
Look at how Brian Flores coordinates his defense, man. He's got so many stunts and disguises pre-snap. It confuses the offenses. In fact, last year in London, Aaron Rodgers with the Jets faced the Vikings against Brian Flores' defense. And Aaron Rodgers in that game last year threw 3 interceptions.
One of them being a pick 6 to Andrew Van Ginkel. It was like a 63-yard return. A-Rod didn't look good in that game.
No.
As a matter of fact, fun fact, A-Rod is actually 0-2 in international games.
Oh, great.
He has yet to win a game international. So that might be something to kind of be concerned about.
And
maybe. I don't know.
The Vikings defense is the 6th best ranked defense through the first 3 weeks, allowing only 271.3 yards per game.
And only 4 touchdowns within 3 weeks.
The Steelers offense only averages about 247 yards per game. Jacob Frederick, man.
He's been a member for 17 months. He says, yo, Steel, let's go 3-1 on Sunday. Deal.
I want to.
I love nothing more than that, Jacob.
I really want to, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not feeling so grand about this game. I'm not. Maybe the atmosphere of Steelers Nation in Ireland, maybe the idea of them being over there in their first international game in 12 years and the first game ever to be played in Ireland is going to give this team a sense of urgency, a sense of adrenaline that they couldn't get the past couple weeks. But otherwise, I'm not feeling so confident. I want them to win. They need to win. They need to advance to 3-1 before the bye. A very much needed bye, by the way.
Yes.
Seeing how many injuries we have. We don't know if Deshaun Elliott's going to be back. We don't know if JPJ is going to be back. Alex Highsmith did not travel with the team, so he is obviously out. Nick Herbig will start again, which we have no problem with. Nick Herbig had a great game last week. Eight pressures.
Yeah.
And a strip sack.
Herbig's a dog, dude.
When he's healthy, Nick Herbig is a straight dog. He's got so much great explosiveness off that edge, off the snap. He's got an array of pass rush moves in his arsenal to get to the quarterback.
He just can't be stopped. For such a small, quote-unquote, small linebacker, Nick Herbig can just do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
He just knows how to use his size, if anything, but he's just so explosive and speedy and just strong at the same time.
So, yeah, it's such an early time for a bye, but considering everything we've seen so far in the first 3 weeks, soon to be 4 weeks, I guess the bye's coming at a really good time, seeing all the mistakes they're doing from a team on both sides of the ball, even in special teams, and the injuries they're suffering. In this game, I really want to see if they're actually going to clean some of these mistakes up. You know, from the defensive side, they had 5 turnovers last week, 5.
And 5 sacks.
Which is very impressive. Billy Maher.
Member for 9 months says, if no JPJ, who covers Jay Jettas because it can't be Slay?
Ramsey covers Jay Jettas.
It would have to be, right?
Yeah, just like what I said versus the Seahawks. Wherever Jackson Smith and Jingbo went, Ramsey went. And obviously, it didn't really pan out that great. Ramsey came away with a pick, but otherwise, he still had a great game, Jackson Smith and Jingbo. Same thing here. You're going up against arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL. If it's not Chase, it's most definitely Jefferson. In fact, I would argue Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in football.
He speaks for himself, bro. Since he's entered the league, I mean, the guy's just been unstoppable.
I would absolutely still have Jalen Ramsey follow Jay Jettas, no matter where he goes. Wherever Double J goes, Ramsey follows, and you got to keep a safety down deep. You got to keep a safety. You got to double cover him and force a guy like Jordan Addison to step up against Darius Slay. Jordan Addison coming back from a 3-game suspension.
Yep.
His first game of the season. But otherwise, yeah, they got Jordan Mason they're going up against, who was a great fill-in for the 49ers last year when CMC got hurt, and he had a great game last week.
2 touchdowns, 116 yards on the ground versus Cincinnati.
Mason's always been a quality back. Showed that last year. The Vikings picked him up. He's seeing a lot of touches over Aaron Jones, who is hurting this game. So now Mason's getting the majority of the touches, and he's someone that they can really rely on. And our rushing defense, I haven't seen much improvement outside of the fumbles force, obviously.
I'll say this. The run defense improved versus the Patriots because going up against the 3 running backs that the Patriots had in Henderson, Stevenson, and even Gibson, they only allowed 74 yards total within the 3 backs.
Sure.
Not even counting the Drake May, rushing yards. Like, that's an improvement. I'll give them that. They improved rushing, as far as rush defense goes. They improved in that aspect, but Mason's still going to be a big test because of just what he's already showcased as a Niner and already as a Viking.
Well, even obviously, under center is Carson Wentz. They're not going to put the ball in Carson Wentz's hands. They're going to try to run the ball, and they know they can attack the Steelers' rushing defense. So they got to continue to step up in that area. They got to continue to fill the gaps. I think that the appearance and the debut of Derek Harmon definitely had an impact because, one, he got a sack. He was able to get a ton of pressure up the middle. But I think he was definitely, an improvement over what we had in the first 2 weeks in the rushing defense. I think Derek Harmon made his presence known almost immediately. He had immediate impact, and that was with a snap count. He was on a snap count because coming back from the injury, he wasn't 100%. Plus, it's his first real game, his first real debut. In this game, I expect him to get more touches, as he should. Give him the full go. He's someone that's got to continue to step up. I really liked what I saw from him. Not only Derek Harmon did he have a good game, so did Cole Holcomb. Yeah, he missed a tackle on that 4th down at the New England 15 against Stevenson, but otherwise, he's the guy that forced the first fumble of the game.
No, and you just see, when he's in there, the run defense is drastically improved. Just based off the play that we've seen from Peyton Wilson and Patrick Queen within the first 2 games before Holcomb because Holcomb actually outsnapped Peyton Wilson.
Good.
I'm not sure if you noticed that, but
I noticed
Holcomb
it.
had 50% of the defensive total snaps, while Peyton Wilson only had 47%. So they played Holcomb a lot more, which I have no problem with that.
I think Holcomb's number needs to increase and Wilson's number needs to decrease.
I mean, Holcomb played a big part of that run defense. I mean, he's a very capable run defender. And honestly, looking at the linebacker room of who we have right now, Holcomb's the best run defender.
Oh, easily.
So you got to keep playing him if you want to stop the run.
Yeah, it's just I'm very disappointed in Peyton Wilson. A lot of his coverages and his communication issues has been very evident on the defense, and he's taken a lot of bad angles against the run. So keep playing Holcomb. Give him a lot more of the carries. Give him a lot more of the touches, a lot more of the weight in the middle of that defense.
I would also say play more Jabril Peppers.
I was going to say the same thing. Jabril Peppers, he saw a lot more snaps, more so than a guy like Juan Thornhill. Juan Thornhill is actually seeing a snap reducement. We're seeing more Chuck Clark and Jabril Peppers. Deshaun Elliott could be back for this one. I'm not entirely sure. Let's say he is.
We've got 2 words.
Let's say he is. I would have Elliott and Peppers, essentially split snaps, or I'd put Peppers in the dime. I put Peppers in the box, playing linebacker a little bit.
Yeah,
play Peppers more. Peppers just has that aggression and that oomph to him that we need in the box of that defense.
Yeah, I mean, even when Elliott comes back from injury, whether it's this game or after the bye, you still have Jabril Peppers, who is a very good football player, and we all know that. And he showcased that versus the Patriots. He forced that fumble on Antonio Gibson. He recovered the ball at the same time.
Yep.
Like Peppers, we all know what he can bring to the table. He's very versatile, quality tackler, very consistent at that as well, which is something that the Steelers defense absolutely needs.
Right.
He's a damn good run defender. You got to keep playing Peppers, even if Elliott's back.
I agree. Yeah, Peppers, Holcomb, and Harmon, I feel like their impact was definitely evident last week, which led to the 5 turnovers. In fact, they all had a role in making plays for us. So give them more reps. I think they make the defense just a little better. They're the new change of scenery, the new impact guys there. Give them more time.
And I would say give more playing time to a certain defensive lineman, and that's Equale. Daniel Equale.
Daniel Equale, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because you saw in rotations, because Harmon had a limited snap count, you saw Equale a little bit more involved with the defense there, and he actually made a couple good plays, had a couple good reps in there, especially in the run defense.
He's probably our best nose tackle. I'm not going to lie to you. Over Y.A. Black, because Y.A. Black's a 5th-round rookie, and Keanu Benton is just too small to play that role.
Oh, Benton hasn't really done much overall this year.
No, he hasn't, and that's because he's not put in the right spot. But Equale, he just knows how to stop the run. I would make him the starting nose. to be honest with you, and then make Benton the rotational guy to Hayward or Harmon.
Not opposed to it.
And then I make Y.A. Black the rotational piece for a guy like Equale. I think that's some of the improvements we can make on the defensive line and for stopping the run. Just my 2 cents there. So I definitely agree with you on that factor.
Yeah.
Eddie T with the 199 says defense needs to remember Wentz can use his legs. Yes.
Yes, he can.
Wentz isn't the Wentz he used to be. He's not 2017 Wentz no more, obviously.
Far from it.
He's on his 6th different team. I lost count of how, or I lost track of what teams he's all on. Obviously, the Eagles. He was a Commander. He was a Colt. He's now a Viking. Wasn't he
he was a
Ram?
He was a Ram.
There's one more team I'm forgetting.
I couldn't tell you. Chief. He was a Chief.
He was a Chief.
He was a Chief.
But yeah, he's starting. This is his 6th straight year with a different team, and
last week he started a game.
Yes, so now he's starting a game again versus the Steelers. We got to watch out for him because typically against backup quarterbacks, that's when the Steelers play down to their competition. That's when they underestimate the guy, especially a guy of Wentz, where he's not the guy he used to be. And yes, like Eddie T mentioned, he is definitely a little versatile.
No, and I look back at some of the film and the highlights of the Vikings and Bengals, to which, I mean, like, the Bengals got just demolished. Wentz looked fine. I'll say that. Now, I know it was against the Bengals defense. I know they're not great, but neither is our defense.
Not right now, no.
Outside the sacks and takeaways, but Wentz, he did his assignment as a backup. He looked fine, and he showcased he can still sling the football. So you don't want to underestimate Wentz one bit.
No.
And he's no stranger to facing the Steelers either. He's 1-1 against the Steelers.
Yeah, I remember. 34-3.
Yeah, 2016, his rookie year.
I remember that game.
And who can forget the infamous Chase Claypool 4-touchdown game in 2020? You remember that game?
Versus the Eagles.
Yeah, versus the Eagles.
That was a Travis Fulgham game.
Yeah, but Claypool had 4 touchdowns in that one. You don't remember that?
Yeah, and then
I remember that vividly.
And then I think the last time we faced the Vikings was Claypool's infamous little taunt when the clock's winding down.
Oh, yeah.
Where's he at now?
Point.
Where's he at now?
I don't know.
Mopping the floor at a local Dunkin' Donuts, probably.
Not catching the football, I'll tell you that.
No, definitely not. Steel Life. No, we didn't take the sign down. We just put the shirt over it.
No, the sign's up there.
The sign's there.
It's just
and
covered.
we're not taking it down. It's just I wanted to highlight the shirt and the Dan Milton Rooney emblem there. Because without him, this game in Ireland doesn't happen.
No,
a game in Ireland isn't a thing for the NFL.
No, absolutely not. But don't worry, that sign will be up there for the game at 9:30.
Yes. Don't worry, the sign's up. I just wanted to highlight the shirt, and this is what I'll be wearing for Sunday.
Yeah.
I will be skipping the Mason Rudolph jersey one more time.
I will not.
For this.
I will not. So there will be some good juju coming into the game because
I hope so.
We repped the Mason jerseys last week, and although it was a very ugly win, we won. So I'll take it.
G209 says this is the game Rodgers gets injured. Mason Rudolph sighting incoming. Interesting. Listen, man, the way the offense is playing, I don't want to rule anything out because that's my biggest fear with A-Rod is it's not really his age or his decision making, which here and there hasn't really been great. It's led to some bad interceptions lately.
Especially that Spillane one.
I know.
God.
But it's the line because there's so much wrong with the line. There's so much wrong.
Dude, the line is bad. Now, I know they didn't give up a sack last week, which is good on them. They didn't give up a sack. But I looked at some of the tape with the pass blocking and the run blocking. They still got a lot of stuff to fix.
Well, not just that, but how many times was A-Rod hit on the ground? Yeah, they didn't give up a sack, but how many times was A-Rod put on his ass?
Yeah, Broderick got beat on his assignment. You know, pass rusher hit him. Troy Fotanu got beat on his assignment. Pass rusher hit him. Isaac Sayamalu got beat on his assignment. Pass rusher hit him. I mean, like, despite not giving up a sack, A-Rod still got hit quite a bit.
Yeah, he did. Not to mention, the receivers can't get open. No one can get open. So even if the line allows a sack, if Broderick or whoever isn't getting beat, if say Amalu isn't getting beat or whatever, most of the sacks are allowed or technically covered sacks because no one down the field is getting open for A-Rod. No one, not even DK. And he's not the most efficient route runner. He's not the best at creating separation, but no one else is getting open down the field. And it doesn't help that Arthur Smith, all he wants to do is check it down the Warren.
Check down, tight end screen.
And he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to utilize his tight ends in the middle of the field. He doesn't want to utilize anybody in the middle of the field. He doesn't want to use the 3 tight ends that he has at his disposal.
Dude, have you seen Jonnu Smith's stats? He has 12 catches on the team, which leads the Steelers. He leads the Steelers in catches with 12, but he only has 65 yards. You know what average that is? That's a 5.4 average per catch.
What?
Keep in mind, this man's being paid $12 million.
I haven't really checked the stats of the Steelers.
I checked.
It's just I know.
I checked.
I just know because I watch. I don't look at the numbers as much, but yeah, that's terrible.
That's awful.
That is absolutely terrible.
He doesn't even have 100 yards, dude.
No. So, like, yeah, the line's not great. And it's not great in a lot of areas. I think Pat Meyer and the way that he's teaching these guys is all wrong. The way that their technique is or their pre-snap stance, you're setting these guys up for freaking failure. These blocking schemes in the run game are disastrous. You already lost the rep before the ball was even snapped most of the time. And then no one's getting open. And then you got the play caller, Arthur Smith, being so lazy and generic.
And conservative.
Like nothing,
and safe.
Nothing about Arthur Smith's play calling excites me. Nothing.
It doesn't threaten any defense. And if you're Brian Flores looking at that, bro, you're just licking your chomps. You're salivating over the fact like, wow, like this is an easy matchup for me because their OC, man, he's not creative.
No, he doesn't open the playbook. He runs a ton of tight end personnel, but doesn't use his tight ends whatsoever. You got a guy like Jonnu who could be a complete game wrecker up the field, and you don't use him.
Field stretcher.
Same thing with Darnell. Freiermuth, if he wants to stop dropping the football. Or actually, catch the pass from an Aaron Rodgers.
Or maybe the offense shouldn't be worried about taking shots down the field more consistently. Now, I know that may be a bit of a factor of the O-line and their pass protection, not them being able to really be capable of holding the block long enough for Aaron to look downfield and throw it. But if you look at their game plan and you look at, how they just form the offense, it's constant checkdowns and screens and just quick passes right off the bat.
Or if you watch the film, these routes that the receivers are running, it's just, first of all, they're all too contained. They're all too close together. You notice that?
Bunched together.
A lot of these receivers' routes are so entrapped. Like they're all conjoined, essentially. Like there's no separate, which doesn't help why receivers can't get open because everybody is so close to each other. Defenders are everywhere. No one can get open. And that's because either the receivers can't get open with their separation skills or just the routes they're being designed to run obviously aren't efficient enough. There's a lot wrong with this offense. And you're telling me this offense that only got 14 points off of 5 turnovers last week is going to be going up against Brian Flores' defense? I'm not feeling it, man.
And their defense,
I'm not feeling it.
Their defense last week also got 5 turnovers. And 4
great.
sacks. Two of them were defensive touchdowns, both by Isaiah Rodgers, who got a pick 6, forced a fumble, and Noah Fant then recovered it, returned it back for a touchdown, and he also forced a 3rd fumble. Wow. Or a 3rd turnover with his 2nd forced fumble.
Yeah, Isaiah Rodgers has been a guy that's been stepping up, and he's the starter opposite of Byron Murphy.
Yes.
Who Byron Murphy, I mean, with Brian Flores is just like that's just a perfect corner for a guy like Brian Flores. Byron Murphy has always been a stud of a corner ever since coming out of Washington. I was always a big fan of Byron Murphy going back to his college days.
Yeah.
I remember him becoming a free agent this offseason thinking, hey, man, I know stacking more into the defense is crazy, but if you want a solidified corner, go get him. And obviously he was never going to leave Minnesota or that scheme. So Here he is still a Minnesota Viking. And then you got Josh Metellus as the strong safety. He's a great box guy. Very, very versatile, very good against the run. Someone that built his way up, a late-round pick, and has just really kind of been one of those guys that Brian Flores uses a lot in a lot of areas. And, of course, Harrison Smith seems to be the ageless wonder. He's been there a long time.
He's 36 years old.
And he still has some impact out there.
Yeah, he played his first game versus the Bengals of the season last week, and his impact was felt. He's actually the reason why Isaiah Rodgers had that interception because he batted the pass right in his direction.
And like I mentioned earlier, they got Javon Hargrave, they got Jonathan Greenard, Jonathan Allen. They got Ivan Pace, who, yes, he's very undersized. Ivan Pace is kind of what Devin Bush should have been. He's undersized, absolutely, but Ivan Pace, man, You know, he was a late round guy too.
No, he was undrafted.
He was undrafted.
He was undrafted, and he's been a solid linebacker since coming out of college.
Yeah.
Being picked up as an undrafted free agent for the Vikings.
And then Andrew Van Ginkel's, he's a playmaking linebacker too. He can blitz, he can cover.
Well, they also have Dallas Turner, who was their first rounder last year, as their key backup pass rusher.
Yeah, their defense, man. When you look at their defense, a lot of it speaks of just playmakers, guys that can turn the ball over, guys that can be put anywhere in any position and do their job. That's what Brian Flores does, is he uses his guys and allows them to just play football. He puts them in positions to win. And that's why the Vikings defense has been really good the last couple years.
Yeah.
Under his tutelage, under his scheme.
His vision, his system, his mindset.
And the way he constructs them, you know, pre-snap, the disguises and the stunts. It's why Aaron Rodgers last year struggled when he was a Jet versus the Vikings in London last year. And I'm hoping that that's not the same story and Lightning doesn't strike the same place twice. But, you know, I would argue with a worse scheme.
A conservative scheme at that.
A conservative scheme with
the same game plan dating back to Ben's last year.
And the line's still not so sufficient.
And the fact that we don't have an explosive running game whatsoever. We can't run the ball, dude.
No, we are the second worst rushing offense in the league, only behind the Bengals.
We are averaging 63 rushing yards per game flat.
In
total.
fact, I read a stat that Chase Brown of the Bengals has negative 52 yards before contact or something like that.
Oh, my God.
It's bad. I forget the exact stat, but it's very bad. But they are the only worst rushing offense in the league before us.
Yes. You want to hear some stats about Warren right now?
Sure.
You want to hear some stats? Now, I mentioned this last week during the Patriots post game. Warren started the game versus the Patriots with 6 carries for 32 yards on the opening drive. At halftime, he had 10 carries for 35 yards. Then after the first 2 drives in the third quarter, and the third quarter was just atrocious by the offense, but Warren, after the first 2 drives, had 12 carries for 29 yards, so his yardage were decreasing as the game went on.
Yeah.
He ended up finishing the game with 18 carries for 48 yards, which is an average of 2.6 yards per carry. But Warren had 56 yards after contact, averaging 3.11 after contact per attempt. And he forced 9 missed tackles, which led the NFL last week. He's having to create yards by himself. And as a matter of fact, 121 of his 132 rushing yards this season have come after contact.
Wow.
Warren can't get no blocks, man.
No, and we all know Warren is an explosive guy, and you give him some proper blocking schemes, you give him a line that can get him lanes, get up to the second level. We know what Warren's capable of. We've seen it. In fact, he is one of the only real trusted guys on that offense. If I had to give you a list, I'm not going to put DK there yet because, I mean, I guess you got to trust him since he's your number one. It's just, to me, he hasn't shown enough with the contract we're giving him. But by association, I guess, DK, Warren, Calvin.
That's about it,
That's
really.
about it.
That's literally about it.
That's about it.
No, but Warren, he also leads the Steelers in receiving yards, too.
Huh?
Not sure if you know that, yes.
Again, I haven't looked at the stats.
Warren leads the Steelers in receiving yards. If I remember reading this correctly earlier this week, 2 running backs in the NFL, throughout the NFL, lead their team in receiving yards. It's Bijan Robinson for the Falcons and Jalen Warren for the Steelers. Warren's having to make most of the plays by himself.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm dead serious. Warren's having to make the most by himself. Having to force tackles, having to get yards after contact, just running into piles. Like the run blocking, bro, there's no lanes. When I look at the film, I don't see one lane where Warren just goes up there.
Yeah.
And just gets easy yardage by himself. No, he has to fight for yardage. And we all know Warren's a tough runner. We all know Warren can do it, but Warren shouldn't have to do it. It's the O-line's responsibility to make Warren's job easier.
Yeah.
And they're not doing that.
In fact, you want some more stats? I got some more stats for you.
Oh, here we go.
The Vikings blitz rate under Brian Flores in 2023 was 51.5. So he blitzed more than over half of the time in 2023. In 2024, it dropped down to 38.9.
Wow.
Probably because of the addition of a Jonathan Greenard and Dallas Turner. They were able to win with 4-man rushes, and they had guys that could win on one-on-one coverages. So they trusted the 4-man rush. And then this year, so far in 2025, 32.7. He is, by year, decreasing the blitz rate because they can win up front with a 4-man rush, and he has guys that can win in one-on-one matchups. And why should he think any different versus the Steelers? Will he run some blitz packages? Absolutely. I think he will. But you notice he's not blitzing as much.
No.
He's not blitzing as much, and they're still finding great success.
No, because they don't need to. And when you look at the Steelers' offensive line, bro, it's easy for the Vikings pass rush. It's easy for the Vikings front seven.
Yeah.
I mean, the O-line has just been bad. Some players have had better performances than the week prior, but there's still some bad in those reps. I guess you can look at the good and be like, okay, you know, there's some growth there, and I can only hope that they can continue to grow. I can only hope that they can provide better protection, better O-line play, but there's still a lot of bad in there, bro.
Yeah.
Especially coming from Broderick. And Fatanu, I know it's only, last week was only his 4th game and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take Fatanu still a little bit to adjust, but, you know, we're nearing that point where Furtado needs to start, you know, playing like that first rounder that we selected him to be.
Yes.
He's got to start living up to that pedigree. We're getting near that time where Furtado, you got to hold your end of the bargain.
I agree. And that just, I think all that is giving me all the reason why I'm not feeling that optimistic about this game.
And don't
at least from the Steelers' offensive side.
And don't get me started on Sayamalu. He has not been good all year.
No.
The bright spots have been McCormick and Frazier. I have not seen much bad from them.
Well, McCormick to a degree, and I have not one negative thing to say about Zach Frazier.
No.
Straight dog at center, right? Yeah, I don't feel too great about this defense versus the Vikings defense. Well, I don't feel great about this offense going up against that defense.
Yeah.
I don't. And speaking of blitz rate, the Steelers actually have the 2nd highest blitz rate in the NFL through the first 3 weeks. But you notice they can't come away with sacks off the blitz. They were able to come away with some sacks last week finally.
Yes.
With 5. But most of the time, they can't come away with sacks off the blitz. They keep whiffing on sacks. They keep missing tackles. So what does that say when a guy like Brian Flores is decreasing his blitz rate, but they're still winning in 4-man rushes, while we have the 2nd highest blitz rate and we can't come away with the majority of the sacks, while our secondary guys still get beat?
Oh, they get, especially 3rd, 4th down, dude.
Yes.
Dude.
Bernard Nixon says, how is A-Rod playing these 3 weeks? He's just, I don't know, he's getting through. He's just getting through it.
He's dealing with the bad O-line play. A-Rod, if I had to base it off 3 weeks, I would say overall he's been fine. But the missed throws, the minor missed throws that he's doing, and the interceptions back-to-back games, you know, that's got to stop.
Yes.
You can't be turning over the ball no matter what. You can't be doing that.
No, that's just bad decision making. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, he doesn't have much help because they can't run the ball. The line's not that great. I mean, they're improving a little week by week. You can only hope they can. I mean, they're all young. So I guess we got to give them more patience week to week. But they're going to have another tough matchup this week. So they got to continue to step up. Or step up at some point, right? And then, yeah, his receivers got to help him out. And obviously the play calling's got to be a little up to par.
Yeah.
But from the defensive side, they're going up against Carson Wentz, Jordan Mason, Jordan Addison coming back from suspension, Jay Jettas, obviously, TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah.
We haven't been that great against tight ends this year.
No, not at all. Oh,
no.
my God.
In fact, we haven't been that great in coverage entirely. We've been allowing a lot of 3rd and long situations. We're mostly getting beat in the middle of that defense. Even when they come away with 5 sacks and 5 turnovers, they still can't get off the field in 3rd and long situations. They can't find a way to get the communication going in the middle of the defense.
Nope.
They keep leaving guys open.
Here's another stat for you that the Patriots had. Last week, the Patriots offense had 26 first downs.
Yes.
Which is more than the Steelers had points, obviously. 6 of them were on 3rd down, which some of them consisted of 3rd and 13, 3rd and 12, and 3rd and 10 situations. And the defense also gave up 4 first downs on 4th downs. Some of them consisted of 4th and 1s where the Patriots shuffled the ball 5 yards back twice. They converted both of them. And another one was a 4th and 2, which resulted in a Hunter Henry 16-yard touchdown. The third and 4th down defense is soft. I mean, the whole secondary you could argue is soft, but especially in clutch situations, in situations where it's 3rd and long or even 4th down like that, the defense is already showing that you can't rely on them in those situations, and that's poor. That's awful. Considering the pedigree that they have and the talent that they got, they can't be letting that stuff up.
No, they can't. And they're going up against the best receiver in football and a very good number 2 in Addison. And Hockenson hasn't been able to get things going, but that gives me every reason to think he's going to have the game of the season so far. It's just how it's typically programmed against the Steelers defense, at least from what they've been showcasing the last couple weeks. They got to improve in a lot of those areas. I mean, from the turnovers and the sacks aspect, you got to just improve on that and keep that going. You got to be very consistent there. You got Carson Wentz you're going up against. Carson Wentz, how old is he? 33? How old is Carson Wentz?
I don't think he's that old.
He's got to be that old. He's 32. He will be 33.
Okay, 32.
So Carson Wentz is 32.
He looks every bit of it, too. Let me just say that.
Yes, he does. He's going up against Carson Wentz. They're going up against Carson Wentz. And I don't want to underestimate their targets because
no, they got a lot of firepower on that offense.
And the way Kevin O'Connell schemes his offense and gets guys involved, it's exactly what you want in a guy like he is just such a good offensive-minded guy. He knows how to be so efficient no matter who's under center, no matter who's at running back. He knows how to be efficient. And that line is really good too. Christian Darrisaw, Brian O'Neill are their tackles, obviously. They got Donovan Jackson, who may or may not play in this game.
He will not play. He had wrist surgery. He won't play, so they will have their backup in there. Their backup, I think it is... Who is their backup? It's Blake Brandel, I'm sorry. Blake Brandel.
Okay.
He will be in at left guard. But they also have 2 new additions at center and right guard, 2 former Colt players, and Ryan Kelly, who's always been a very capable center, and Will Fries at right guard. So they really revamped that O-line from, when you look back at their O-line from previous years. I mean, they really couldn't really hold their end of the bargain. They revamped that with a first-rounder at left guard and 2 former Colts that can hold it down.
Sure. But we're still got to get a lot of interior pressure because I think Harmon had a really good first game. His impact was definitely felt. Hayward had a good game last week. We know what Watt and Herbig can do in one-on-one matchups. I guarantee you we're going to see a lot more of the blitz packages as we've seen all season, which isn't a bad thing. We just got to come away with the sacks. We got to come away with the plays. We can't be having these missed opportunities. So if we're going to run a lot of blitzes, I have no problem. I want the Blitzburg defense to be back. All I ask is let's get a little more entertaining with it. Let's blitz Peppers. If Elliott's going to be back, let's blitz Elliott. We like to blitz Ramsey off the edge, at the nickel. If you want to do that a time or two, fine. But you got to make sure you have someone quality on Justin Jefferson, whether that's JPJ if he comes back, Darius Slay if you still trust him enough at his age. Feel free to run the blitz packages. Let's just get more guys down there. Let's entertain it a little more.
If you're not down with that, we've got 2 words.
I think we got to mix it up just a little bit.
No, I agree. And they need to because especially the 3rd and 4th down defense, again, they can't be letting them first downs up. They can't be letting up those plays.
No.
You can't be doing that. So I have to question what's Terrell Austin's game plan to fix that, to change that, especially going up against even a backup quarterback, but that backup quarterback still has some firepower that he can hand the ball out to, that he can throw the ball to. What's Terrell Austin's mission to limit that, to prevent, the miscues happening on 3rd and 4th down? And just to build off the defense having 5 sacks and 5 takeaways.
I don't trust Terrell Austin the way he's going to scheme up against a guy like Jay Jettis. I just don't.
And neither do I.
Well, it's not just him, obviously. It's every bit of Mike Tomlin, too.
Well, you look at the pass catchers. The top pass catchers dating back to the Eagles game last season. Their top pass catcher has had 84 or more receiving yards, and I think 5 of them, if you count Hunter Henry, have had a touchdown.
Yeah. We got Billy Maher with a 199 says Cardinals are in the red zone down 7 with a minute left. Well, they actually just scored.
They just scored. Now this game gets exciting, huh? Who scored?
Is their backup running back? Go figure.
It's not Trey Benson.
I pick up Trey Benson in fantasy, and they give it to the backup running back.
Well, who scored the touchdown beforehand? Was that McBride?
I don't know.
I got him in 2 fantasy leagues, so I kind of need McBride to give me my points.
Tie game. We might be going overtime here. Unless Sam Darnold can pull off some crazy moment here. Barbara FM with a 499 says, whenever I call someone the 14th pick in the 2023, whenever I call someone the 14th pick in the 2023 instead of terrible. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, yes.
No, you're not wrong. Yeah, literally. Instead of calling them terrible, just say, oh, yeah, you're the 14th pick of the 2023 NFL draft. You're terrible.
Yeah, and we traded up for you. Wasn't much, but still. The fact of the matter is we traded up.
He's got to step it up. I mean, everyone, this entire football team, this entire Pittsburgh Steelers team has got a lot of issues. And that game last week versus the Patriots
showcase that.
Showed so much.
How do you have 5 turnovers on defense and you can only get 21 points?
How do you have 5 turnovers and still a 1-score game?
How do you have 5 turnovers and 5 sacks but still give up 26 first downs?
A good football team or a legit football team would have put that team away 3 turnovers ago.
And you know what? You know what football team did that last week?
The Vikings.
Against the Bengals.
The fucking Vikings.
They destroyed the Bengals 48-10.
With the same amount of turnovers.
They never let off the gas. The Vikings defense snagged 5 turnovers along with 4 sacks. And the offense, led by Carson Wentz, dominated. They had 31 points off of 5 turnovers, with 2 of them being defensive touchdowns.
You see the difference? You see the difference here?
It's just not star power. It's just not firepower off the players that they have on that team. It's the coaching.
Yes.
It's a drastic difference. And that's what worries me the most heading into this game Sunday morning.
Yeah, I get a bad feeling. I don't want this to happen. I'm just being 1,000% honest with you guys as a Steelers fan. I have a bad feeling that this coaching staff of the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to get exposed again, because their coaching staff is so inferior compared to the Vikings coaching staff. I've always said for years, the biggest issue with the Steelers between everyone else is the coaching. You can say, yeah, we didn't have the right personnel, we didn't have the right quarterback or whatever, right? But a lot of it has to do with coaching, and that's still the case this year.
Yep.
After the awful collapse we've had, we're still seeing the same issues as we did at the end of last season. 5 turnovers, and it's still a 1-score game versus the freaking Patriots.
Yeah.
Any other team would have put that team away 3 turnovers ago. Like that's the thing with the Steelers, is they can't put them away. Even though the defense had a very good game in terms of sacks and turnovers, they just couldn't put them away. They play enough to win.
That's it.
They play just enough to get a victory. It's weird.
You're not gonna win football games, especially with their mission and going into the playoffs. You're not gonna win football games like that, not consistently, and not convincingly at that.
But that's every bit of reason why I feel so worried about this game. Now, maybe this is one of those games that the Steelers are gonna. Maybe it's like the Patriots last week, where they step up and they create turnovers, and then obviously it's as tight as it was because it's the Pittsburgh Steelers and it's a stressful Steelers football we're talking about. But maybe this is one of those games where they're a lot closer than maybe I'm anticipating. Maybe because the Vikings have Carson Wentz, and maybe, I don't know, maybe the Vikings have jet lag or whatever, right? Although they're gonna be overseas the next 2 weeks versus the Steelers and the Browns.
Yeah, that's right. They got the Browns in London after this Steelers game in Ireland.
So, and they typically travel, almost every year?
Basically, yeah. I think they have at least one international game every year.
They travel, yeah. If it's not the Jags, it's definitely the Vikings.
Yeah, that's always a guarantee.
Yeah. So, I definitely don't want to underestimate the Vikings, even though they have a 32-year-old Carson Wentz who's with his 6th different team, 6th straight year.
Yeah.
I don't want to sleep on it whatsoever.
No.
Because
not one bit.
I think the talent he has around him, the line he has around him, is good enough to get the job done, as it was last week versus the Bengals. Now, I know it's the Bengals, and the Bengals defense is one of the worst in the league, and that's the Bengals' fault. But even still, what we've seen, the defense lets up just a lot than we would like them to, a lot more than they should, really. You know, yeah, they can make plays. They can create the turnovers. They can get to the quarterback, right? But they give up just too much at the same time. And that's what worries me, is if we don't clean that up in this game, it could get ugly very quick. Because I don't trust this offense. Let's say the Vikings get up by a score or so, right? I don't trust this offense to bring us back. I don't. Or let's say the Steelers get up again, very much like they did last week. Do you expect them to keep the pressure going? No.
Dude, the offense last week within both the second and third quarter combined had 21 yards.
Yeah.
1 yard came from the third quarter alone. And that was off back-to-back fumble recoveries.
So we got to see some improvement in this game. We do. From the offensive side, we just got to see the ball spread out more. We got to see better blocking techniques, some better pass protection. We got to get the receivers open. We got to just open the playbook a little bit. That's all I really want to see, you know, up against a Brian Flores threatening Vikings defense. That's what you have to do. You got to open things up. You can't be going conservative and thinking you're going to get it done with last week's game plan.
No.
Nuh-uh. Otherwise, you will get demolished. And that's my fear.
The last thing I want to see is the Steelers travel all the way to Ireland, play this game for Dan Rooney, only to get blown out.
Or lose in awful fashion, right?
I don't want to see that. I don't.
And from the defensive side, listen, you got to get to Wentz. You don't underestimate him and what he can do in the pocket and what he can do with his legs. But you got to get to Wentz. Force the turnovers. You got to, in my opinion, you got to put the offense in position to get points. Because I don't trust the offense to get a good, sustainable drive by themselves.
Or consistently sustain a drive by themselves.
I feel like this is really going to have to be led on the backs of the defense. It really is.
If the defense can hold their end of the bargain and do what they did last week as far as the sacks and turnovers go, while also playing a bit more lockdown and a bit more better as far as coverage goes in the secondary, then yeah, maybe we can have a chance. Maybe we have a shot. But the defense is going to have to really play. They're really going to have to limit that firepower that the Vikings do have.
A lot easier said than done.
It is.
We might have Elliott back. We might have JPJ back. We know what Ramsey can do. I like the fact that Nick Herbig is starting again over Highsmith. Highsmith did not travel. So I like the fact that Herbig will be starting. I think he's got a little more explosiveness to him. But, yeah, the defense got to pick up on what they did, just clean up a lot of everything in between, a lot of the yardage they allowed, a lot of the third and long situations where they just couldn't get off the field to save their lives, a lot of the missed tackles. If they want to blitz, let's get more guys involved. Let's open it up. Let's throw some different options out there. Jabril Peppers needs more playing time. Cole Holcomb needs more playing time. Derek Harmon, I want to see more from him, too.
Give him more reps.
He's definitely got a good test this week. So, Steelers-Vikings, man, I'm not feeling great. I got a bad feeling this could get ugly, and it could get ugly really quick. Do I want that to happen? Obviously not. That's just my honest opinion. But I don't want that to happen because, one, I don't like seeing that happen. I want the Steelers to win no matter what. And, frankly, because of the fact that this is the first game in Ireland ever because of Dan Rooney, I want the Steelers to go out there and put on a performance that he would be proud of.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I would hate that Dan Rooney could be rolling in his grave seeing the Steelers have an awful performance after everything he did to get a game over there.
Again, like I said, that's the last thing I want to see because this game is for Dan Rooney. I don't want the Steelers to go overseas, play in Ireland, and play scared and play conservative. No, play with a fire lit under you. Understand that, yeah, we got the win, but it wasn't the most convincing one. It was a very ugly win versus the Patriots. We're capable of getting wins, but we could do better. We can perform better. We can be a better football team.
I don't want the mentality, hey, we won, job complete. No,
the
job wasn't complete.
Yeah, listen, a win's a win, but to an extent. You have to go out there. You have to play better. You have to play more convincing football.
Yes.
And considering this is in Ireland, the first international game for the season, but the first ever, international game held or regular season game held in Ireland. This is for Dan Rooney. Play with a fire lit under you.
Well, and especially since it's before the bye. You got to get a good win before the bye and gain some momentum into, obviously, now a much-needed bye, seeing all the mistakes and injuries that they're suffering from. You got to get a win no matter what. It's going to be tough versus the Vikings. It really is.
It won't be easy.
Because there's still a lot of mistakes with this team that I don't know if they're going to improve on because I haven't seen much improvement. Even in the win versus the Patriots, I didn't see too much improvement. I didn't. The only thing that we got more of was the turnovers and sacks.
What I took away from that game was two unconvincing football teams that just played sloppy.
Two sloppy teams that were doing everything in their power to give the other team the win is what I saw.
And now we have to go up against the Vikings that dominated the Bengals.
Yes. Put up 48 points, 2 defensive touchdowns. The
Yes.
offense still put up 30-something points. Right?
Yeah.
I don't want it to get ugly, but that's my fear. I want to win. They need to get a win. Otherwise, yeah, it's just
If you're not down with that, we've got 2 words for
Billy
you.
Maher with 199 says off topic, but who y'all got? Ravens or Chiefs Sunday?
To be real, Maher, I got Baltimore.
Yeah, so do I.
I got Baltimore.
The Chiefs aren't threatening. They're not.
They don't.
They don't have anything.
And I know they don't have Rasheed Rice. I know he's suspended still, but everybody else on that offense just isn't stepping up. I mean, Tyquan Thornton is really Mahomes like F it. There's a receiver down there somewhere.
Yeah,
And they have no running attack.
No, they don't.
And their defense, yeah, it's capable, but like how much more until they break? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
The Chiefs, I don't see the Chiefs as a convincing football team. At least not yet. Not yet.
I don't either.
And listen, under Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes, you can never, doubt them. But just right now, I mean, against the Giants, I feel like if Russell Wilson wasn't so freaking bad, the Giants maybe would have had a shot. And I can't believe I just said that.
Yeah,
But that's generally how I felt.
Isn't it interesting? Isn't it freaking interesting? It took the Giants 2 weeks. No, sorry, 3 weeks. It took the Giants 3 weeks to do something the Steelers couldn't do last year at the end of the season. Would it have made a difference? Probably not. But was it the move they needed to make?
Now, with you saying that you're not saying that Russ was the reason for the 5-game losing streak.
No, there was a lot of intangibles, but he sure as hell wasn't helping.
He was a part of the loss.
He was turning the ball over too much. He was relying on the moon balls too much.
He's a one-trick pony. He relies on the moon balls, and you saw that a lot Sunday night.
Yeah, he made a lot of Russell Wilson sucks right now. No, man, we still got the Fire Tomlin sign up there. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's just covered.
John, it's behind the shirt. I just wanted to get the shirt up here because of this guy is why we're playing in Ireland.
Yes.
I had to highlight it.
The sign's still up there.
I had to highlight it. It'll be up there. Don't worry. We're not getting rid of it. We're not taking it down. It'll be up there live and in living color on Sunday morning. Don't worry about that.
And we will be live 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m.
9 a.m. So get your asses out of bed and let's get ready to scream at our televisions.
Make yourself some breakfast. Brew yourself a cup of coffee. I know we will. We'll have some coffee on deck.
I'll have some coffee.
And we'll get
I might have to go to the adult store and go get some Guinness. Maybe for the game. I don't know. I'm not one to drink early.
I would say save it for after. Maybe
Okay.
despite the outcome, save it for after.
I love the song "Beer for Breakfast" by Zach Todd, but I mean, I've never felt more related to that song than I would watching a Steelers game. I'm just saying.
Listen, man, we're going to be prepped, pumped, and nervous for the Vikings game Sunday morning.
Putting it out there. The update on the poll: how many sacks for the Steelers? 33% say 3. I like that. How many do you think TJ Watt gets? He had 2 last week, finally.
He did. Watt came out big. So did Triple H.
How much for the shirt?
How much for the shirt?
Not for sale. Not for sale, my guy.
No, he's repping that Sunday.
I got that at Steelers Pro Shop.
What year was that you got?
I don't know. Bro, Bro, I don't know.
It was definitely, what, 5 years ago?
Whatever the earliest video we had of this in the background, which is obviously the portrait of Dan Rooney.
Yeah, it's the image.
Whatever the earliest video we have of this being shown is the year I bought that from. And I'd have to go back and search for it. That guy right there.
Yep.
That guy right there.
May he rest in peace, bro. This game's for him.
Bench Broderick sign. I got a feeling it might happen.
Yeah, but we'd have to rely on Calvin Anderson. Is that any better?
I don't know. Maybe.
Do we trade for a tackle?
No.
I'll tell you right now, the free agency pool doesn't look convincing.
No, obviously not.
We might just be stuck with Broderick.
Digital Dust in the chat says we need to force turnovers to win. Agreed. We need to force turnovers and put the offense in good position to get some points, even if it's from Boz.
Yeah, we're gonna need the defense to come up big.
Awesome Elk says I feel good going into this weekend. 2-1 against a backup quarterback, but man, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose either.
I don't want to underestimate Carson Wentz either. I don't
whatsoever. Wentz was retired a month ago. Can't lose to him. Did he really retire? Was he just a free agent?
I think he was just a free agent. I don't think he actually retired.
Either way, yeah.
He was on the couch.
I don't think he was hired a month ago. Or was he? When did he sign with the Vikings?
It was a month ago. It was after they traded away Sam Howell, who's now an Eagle.
On September 15th. No.
No.
On August 24th.
Yeah. And then
It's been a month.
And then week 1, he became a meme because of how he was looking at Kevin O'Connell.
Yes.
And now he's the starters. But
this is just the kind of game that, you know what I'm talking about. This is the kind of game where they would allow someone like him to just go. I've seen it time and time again. I've seen it so many times with so many backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, we don't need to dig up bad memories, bro.
Ryan Mallett, Bailey Zappi. Those are the first two that come to mind immediately.
Yeah.
Remember, what's his face from the Packers? What was his name?
Brett Hundley.
Yeah, him.
That was Sunday night, bro. We made him look like a legit Pro Bowler.
I've never seen him have a better game in his life.
And, he just,
Am I forgetting anybody? Does anyone else want to put anyone in the chat?
Does anybody remember any backup quarterback performances when they faced the Steelers?
Remember RG3 that one year he stepped in for the Ravens?
Billy, yes. Joe Flacco, yes.
Joe Flacco, yeah. That was last year versus the Colts. And yeah, there's a video going around. I don't know if this had to have been last year. There's a video going around of Mike Tomlin saying, keep Richardson upright. Don't let Flacco into the game. Which is pretty much saying, I don't want to face Joe Flacco, so keep Richardson healthy.
But you know what's funny? Before Richardson got hurt,
Richardson was having a good game.
He was. He literally, if you look at his stats, despite how minimal they were, it was the best performance he had all season.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Kyler Murray in 2026? I don't hate it. I just don't view Kyler Murray as a guy to advance a football team.
I don't think Arizona moves on from Kyler.
Oh, yes, 2021 Monday Football at the Bengals. Yeah, Ryan Finley.
That was bad.
I'll tell you what, though.
Awful.
If we get Kyler Murray, he'll be doing a lot of jogging. If this line,
I mean, he is already.
He is already, yes.
But I mean, yeah, he'd be sprinting more so. Really going to have to run a lot.
Ryan in the chat says, I certainly hope that the Steelers better win. I'll still be sleeping by then, although I don't trust the offense and defense. So let's see what happens in Dublin against the Vikings. Should be an interesting game, man. I'm looking forward to it just because it's the Ireland game and the Ireland atmosphere. I'm sure that the Ireland folk, the Irish fans over there are going to be going crazy.
Oh, I'm sure they've been waiting for this.
Dude, I have always wanted to go to Dublin. I've always wanted to go to Ireland. I've always wanted to go to a pub and have a ice cold Guinness off the tap.
Off the tap. And that's what A-Rod plans to do.
Yeah.
He made that known.
It's just something about over there in the UK or in Ireland, right? It's, I don't know, something about like the city itself or the buildings or even like the sidewalks, the agriculture. I don't know.
I
can't
feel like over
explain it.
there. I feel like over there, they cherish everything more than we do over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They cherish it. They take care of it. You know, it's more of a historical look. It's just a great look over there. Like, I would love to go overseas to the UK or Dublin, Ireland, and just explore and just see what they got over there.
I've always wanted to go to Ireland. Well, a lot of it has to do with because we're Irish. Our dad is Irish. A lot of our Irish background is from our dad's side.
Yes.
So
it's quite fitting we became Steelers fans.
Yeah, I guess.
Though our dad's a Cowboys fan. Don't ask why.
God bless.
Yes.
God bless.
Yes.
God bless. Let's get a new poll in the chat, folks. You know what? I got the perfect one.
Oh, he's cooking up.
I got the perfect one.
Billy says, can we stop looking for quarterbacks at the Goodwill? More so at the retirement center. I mean, Russ was last year. A-Rod now. Who's next in line, huh? You know they're going to sign somebody.
I don't know.
Though they have Mason for another year and Will Howard, of course. So maybe they don't sign somebody. Maybe they do. I don't know. That's hard to tell at the moment. But I think we all have an understanding of what the actual plan is.
Yeah.
With the draft.
There's a new poll in the chat for you guys. Is who scores the first touchdown for the Steelers? Because actually, there's been at least one touchdown by the Steelers offense every game so far. In fact,
and a lot of it's been in the red zone.
It has. And A-Rod has thrown at least one touchdown pass every game so far.
So I'll say that is a positive, especially the red zone offense. Like, they can actually get down when they're down there. They score down there. So I'll give them that.
Who scores the first touchdown for the Steelers? Metcalf, Warren, CA3, or Darnell Washington, who we definitely need to utilize a lot more. We want to run a ton of 12 and 13 personnel. How about you throw them the football?
Use them to stretch the field instead of using them for screens and having other tight ends block.
Yeah, bro. It's just like Matt Canada with more variety is what Arthur Smith is.
If you want to call it that.
That's exactly what I'm going to call it. Listen, I'm a man of variety, but not like that. That's not successful football. It's not, man.
It's just no matter who the coach is offensively, it's just all the same.
It sucks.
It's the same game.
They all run one game plan, and it's playing super fucking safe.
And that's why Arthur Smith's here.
Swears are.
That's why they didn't take the OC search seriously. They looked at their candidates that they interviewed and like, hey, he's the safest guy because he fits.
Yeah, thanks, Tomlin.
He's a fit, but in the wrong way.
I want a coordinator with previous experience. You got one guy, bro. You talk to one guy after the requirements for the OC search.
They never took it seriously.
Whatever, bro. Whatever,
Never
bro.
took it seriously, and I'm not convinced by Arthur Smith. I don't find his offense to be creative.
This is Arthur Smith versus Brian Flores. I'm sorry, guys. I don't feel good about this game. I'm hoping that by Sunday morning, it's different. I don't know.
Maybe. But know your opinion, say in the chat. Connor Hayward is scoring the first touchdown. No, he's not.
Oh, can we not?
No, he's not.
If Connor Hayward sees the field in any capacity that requires him getting handed the football,
or even blocking at that, because he can't block.
He sucks. He sucks.
If you want to play Connor Hayward, keep him on special teams. That's it. I don't want to see him involved with the offense. He does nothing.
No.
Absolutely nothing.
He definitely shouldn't be seeing more reps than fucking John.
If he did something, if he was effective enough, you would never have traded for Jonnu, but you did.
And Jonnu has 12 catches for 65 freaking
He
yards.
leads the team in catches, but 65 yards. A lot of that is from checkdowns and screens. If I'm Brian Flores,
keep in mind his biggest reception was on that
21 yards. That's his longest.
Yeah, his biggest reception was on that skinny post.
So why don't we do that more often?
So you're telling 20? It was a 21-yard catch.
21 yards.
So before that, he had 11 yards or 11 receptions for 44 yards.
Just makes it worse. Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm
If I'm Brian Flores, I'm smiling ear to ear.
You want my prediction for Sunday? I think we lose.
I hope not.
I don't want us to lose, but that's just my brutal, honest opinion.
I hope not, man. I feel like because it's in Ireland, like that gives them some hope, right?
You would hope.
I would hope so. It's in Ireland. It's your first international game
For this guy.
since 2013. The first game in Ireland to be held. You're the designated home team for this man right here. This game's for Dan Rooney.
This is a little behind the scenes information. For Sunday, I want to get a good focus on this.
So what do you want me to do about it?
Go up and get the focus on. That's for Sunday.
Okay. All right.
That's for Sunday. Because you can't see because it's blurry.
No.
And back here, it's too small.
Can we just get a bigger picture? No, we got to get a bigger picture and put him in the background.
Agreed.
That's what we need to do. Why haven't we done that?
It's a
We
good
gotta
question.
do that. We got Mike Webster right above your head. We got Chuck Noll right, beside me.
Iron Mike, we got Chuck Noll. You see Bill Cowher above the Chuck Noll, spitting at the refs. Above my head, you can see Jack Lambert and Jack Ham.
Yeah, right there.
Above my head is the 6 Super Bowl rings and TJ Watt in the back. Yeah, we ain't got no Dan Rooney yet.
No, we gotta get Dan Rooney up here.
The only Dan Rooney we got is this little thing.
Or even the Chief too. We gotta find something for the Chief.
We will. We got so much stuff, and not enough room to put it.
You guys have no idea.
Figure it out, man.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Let's know you guys' predictions. Give us your predictions. Give us your honest score predictions down in the live chat. I want to hear your guys' brutal, honest opinions. How do you guys really feel heading into this game? Do you think the Vikings win? Do you think the Steelers win? Do you have any player predictions or bold predictions? Let us know in the live chat. While you guys fill those in, I want to thank the sponsor of today's live stream. Huge thank you to Profit X for sponsoring with us for the entirety of the NFL season. They got all of the Week 4 game odds. As you guys see, they had the Seahawks and Cardinals, which the Seahawks won. But
Game-winning field goal.
Game-winning field goal. I think it was like a walk-off field goal, actually. But, yeah, they got all of Week 2. Vikings and Steelers are the next game in line for Week 2. So, come Sunday morning, the first game that millions of people will be watching is the Vikings and the Steelers. And the Vikings are the favorite. They are 2-point favorites. The over-under is 40.5.
Wow, only 2 points?
Yes.
I'm surprised.
The Browns and Lions, yeah, oh, God. The Lions are 10-point favorites.
Yeah, I believe that.
10-point favorites.
Yeah, you see how the Lions played against the Ravens?
Yes.
Especially that defense?
Yes, that was very enjoyable.
It was, man.
Where's the Ravens at? Ravens and Chiefs. Wow, the Ravens are the favorite. Chiefs are the underdog. And
I'm not surprised by that.
At Kansas City.
I'm not surprised by that. Unless the Ravens defense really wants to play badly to a poor Chiefs offense at the moment, then maybe the Chiefs have a shot.
And then we got the Packers and the Cowboys. Micah versus his former team. That's high drama.
Micah comes home.
Yeah, Packers are going to win that, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Rob.
Yes?
Let's view the markets here. Let's go touchdown scores.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Who do you think scores a touchdown?
Okay, let's see here.
It doesn't have to be a Steeler. I mean, if you want to pick a Steeler, go for it. But it could be anybody here.
I see. I'm
Maybe Roman Wilson.
The man had 9 snaps last week.
See, here's the good thing about Profit X, guys, is you can even request your own odds. So you guys see the odds already. You know, Jalen Warren to score a touchdown. You see the odds here, yes or no, and they give you a certain amount of odds. Like Jalen Warren, yes, he'll score plus 156. Those are pretty good odds. Let's say maybe Darnell, right? Darnell, the no here is negative 9,000. But if you think Darnell could score, you could request your own odds. So, Rob, do you think there's a chance maybe Darnell gets a touchdown?
You see, because I look at the past 2 weeks, he had the 2-point conversion versus the Seahawks. And I believe he was targeted in the end zone one time last week.
He was, and it was a flag.
So you see, like they're trying to utilize his size, and rightfully so, in the red zone. So I can see it as a high possibility, actually.
So we're going to request the odds here. Why not, right? We're going to request the odds, use some of our profit points, which I'm going to claim. You can claim 100 points every 5 minutes, which is pretty cool. So profit points is something you could use just to play for free or to play for fun. Or you can use Profit Cash, which obviously has more monetary value. You can win some real money predicting sports in 40 or plus states. But yeah, we're going to we're definitely going to take that for sure, man. If you guys want to ride that and request your odds there for a Darnell Washington touchdown, feel free to do so at ProfitX. They are America's #1 sports prediction market, where you can win real money predicting sports in 40-plus states, and they are a peer-to-peer sports prediction exchange where users play against each other and other players instead of playing against the house, man. You guys can sign up now at ProfitX.co. Use the promo code SteelTwins when signing up, and you guys can claim up to $200 in profit cash on all plays for the first 30 days playing on the site. Every play you make, ProfitX gives you money back for playing on their platform, up to $200. Terms and conditions apply. But, yeah, you guys want to ride the picks, ProfitX.co, promo code SteelTwins. Claim that offer, man. Shout out to ProfitX for sponsoring with us on this
If you're
live
not
stream.
down with that,
Oh, I'm down with that.
we've got 2 words for you.
We got Billy Maher with a 199 says, I predict Broderick will look confused 47 times. I don't doubt that.
Only 47?
He said only 47.
Only, man? I don't know, dude.
All right, let's see some of these predictions, man. This should be interesting. Rig Steel 1021 says Tomlin will be out-coached. Trey Sermon Trust. Is he going to be elevated again? Did he travel with the team?
I would imagine he did. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
Cordman to... I think I said it wrong. Cordman Tom Mai said pressure up the gut on Wentz. I like that. Yes, for sure. Will Howard wins the starting job over another rookie and Rudolph, then he deserves the job. Well, if that's ever going to happen, it's going to be late into the season because Will Howard's not eligible to return yet. Brian Flores is going to wreak havoc on the O-line, says Asvat.
Rick Seal says Flores rubbing his hands right now.
Probably is. That's my exact same fear.
Yeah.
Use Washington as a fullback, H-back, helps pass blocking, check down passes, says John. I agree.
Honestly, that's not a bad usage for him.
I think, yeah, if we want to run more 12 or 13 personnel and get Darnell involved, put him in the I form.
Yeah. Or if you want to line him up alongside Broderick, because how Broderick is, if you need assistance or if Broderick needs assistance.
Oh, he's going to need assistance.
Like just have Darnell be that extra blocker there, or just to chip the pass rusher just to aid Broderick.
Right.
Because the way Broderick's playing, I mean, Ben said himself on his podcast, he plays so upright, and he gets beat.
He is.
Dude,
watch the film, or better, watch the game on Sunday. Why is Broderick essentially standing up? That just allows the defensive lineman to get better leverage. It's going to knock him off. It's going to knock Broderick off balance. He lost rep before it even started.
Yeah, man.
That's a lot of his issues. He's got such an awful point stance that he is destined to fail.
No.
So that's the majority of the line, outside of maybe Frazier or McCormick, or sometimes say Amalu. The majority of the line, they are in awful stance pre-snap. You got to get low. That way you get that leverage. They're not.
No, they're not.
They're not.
I'm looking at you, Pat Meyer.
That's all Pat Meyer.
I'm looking
That's
at Pat
how
Meyer.
he teaches. That's how he teaches the line. That's all Pat Meyer.
You got all this draft capital that you invest into the O-line, and you got Pat Meyer teaching these young guys.
It's so bad.
But no, if you need some assistance for Broderick, use Washington. Just line them alongside there. Get the Georgia Bulldogs, lined up together.
Matt Nerdy with an 18-18 tie is his prediction. Steven Carpenter says 19-27 Vikings.
So far, I'm not seeing any 16-5 predictions.
Yeah, did y'all see that? If you didn't, I'll show it on the screen shortly. But
16-5, man.
Jamie Carlo says if the Steelers don't get up for this game to win for Dan and the Rooney family, then they do not have a soul.
Preach, Jamie.
I think they lost their soul when Dan died, unfortunately. Very evident. Donovan Grimes. Any relation to Rick or Carl? 40 Vikings, Steelers 7. I'm happy, says 31-20 Vikings. John says Steelers 24-20. Okay.
I could see that. I can see something like that.
Funny Boy Rhodey says, I'm bold with TJ Hawkinson. I just got a feeling Hawkinson's going to have like 8 catches for 85 yards or something.
I wouldn't be surprised if he scores. Or you know who what?
Nothing.
As a matter of fact, you know who I wouldn't be surprised to see score? Nick Vannett.
Huh?
He's a Viking. He's their third string tight end. What are the odds? I'm not kidding.
Bro, don't ask me what the odds are. I will search.
Now
I don't put anything past his defense.
Now I'm tempting Dan, bro.
I don't put anything past his
How many
defense.
former Steelers are going to have good games against their former team, huh?
Digital Dust is 26-25 Steelers. Boz saves us again. Okay. How long of a field goal? If it comes down to Boswell, how long of a field goal you think it's going to be? I'm going to say a cool, crisp 61 yards.
Well, that's funny because we could have tried that versus the Seahawks, and Tomlin said no.
Tomlin's going to redeem himself.
I hope.
That's just a prediction. That's not what I really think.
Not a spoiler.
Steelers are only team that doesn't use their talent properly. Where's Darnell Washington? He's a beast, a giant, and can catch too, says Rocco Di Luca. Yes. They don't utilize a lot of their talent. It's been that way for years.
Nope.
Years. Digital Dust says luck of the Irish.
We're going to need it.
Why not think of that? That's so smart.
We're going to need that.
I guess it's the luck of the Irish. Jim Shiver says 24-21 Vikings.
All right.
Wow, Steel Mexican with a says 51-42 Steelers.
No,
it ain't gonna be that crazy.
No, it ain't gonna be no shootout. No international games ever a shootout.
Yeah, Matt Nerdy. Yeah, that's the one. 16-5 CBS Sports. I'll pull it up here.
Yes, please do.
I'll pull it up here.
My.
See if I can find it.
Bro, like, what was that dude thinking? What was
Bro,
the dude's name?
I don't know. He gave up.
16-5.
Yo,
who gives up the safety?
I don't know. He gave.
Does Broderick give up a safety, or is it a penalty safety? What is it?
Let me put it this way: the way he put out his prediction, it's almost as if he didn't want to be there. By the way, shout out to 98 of you guys staying with us, man. Appreciate y'all, as it is almost Friday morning.
Yep.
So thank you guys for sticking with us. We also got another 62 live on X.
Thank you.
Shout out to you guys, man. How close can we get to a 80 likes? How close can we get to 80 likes? Let me see. Where's this? There it is. There it is. I found it. Now let me get it up here for you guys, because this is just funny. Let me see.
Yeah, see if you can carefully. Yep.
Kind of.
Sort of.
Hold on.
Still
What
working
the
it. Yeah,
hell?
let's not do that. Hold on. What'd you do? What'd you do?
I don't know what I did.
No.
No, we good. We back. No, we're not. What happened?
Yo, you
Hold on.
You hit the wrong button.
Hold on.
You pressed the wrong button.
You know what? Let me.
Did you screenshot it?
I'm about to now.
Okay.
This is gonna be the easiest. I was trying to do a screen
All
share.
All right.
Let me just save the dang freaking photo, and then just place it on the screen.
Who the hell is G. Gordon?
I don't know who G. Gordon is.
Is that him?
Who's G. Gordon for CBS Sports?
Yeah, G. Gordon.
I don't know who that man is.
Not familiar with his game.
I don't watch CBS Sports.
No, neither do I.
I don't watch much sports analysts on ESPN or anything like that anymore. No. Where's the photo?
It's right there.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, get a load of this,
Bro.
Hold on.
Well, you see the logo. There we go.
Yeah,
Wow.
Who predicted that?
Wow, dude.
That was a genuine prediction.
What is that?
That is a genuine prediction. Someone said Steelers win 16-5.
Watch that be the actual score.
What? That's dude. That's almost as that's essentially the score of our first Super Bowl ring. 16-6, Super Bowl 9 versus the Vikings.
Yeah, if I can move the mic a little bit, yeah. Yeah, that's some Steelers Viking history. Yeah, our first Super Bowl came against the Vikings.
Yeah. Who scores first touchdown? Tyreek? I don't think we get Tyreek.
Tyreek? I don't know, man. The guy's kind of a nutcase.
You think?
Well, I mean, a little bit. I mean, like, that's a lot of baggage, to take out of Miami. I mean, I don't know what the current update of that situation is, but I don't know. I don't know if the Steelers are going to want to deal with it.
No, I know. I don't want the Steelers to deal with it. It's the last thing they need for what's already been a rocky season.
Plus, do you trust Arthur Smith to properly use Tyreek Hill?
No, I don't. But I'm very curious. How much a month is he paying in child support, bro?
He's got the contract, so
Bro.
I mean, I guess he can do it.
Man, oh my God. What's he got? Like 10 different kids?
I don't
13
know.
different kids? I just read earlier, Sean Alexander, right? Him and his wife are having their 14th child.
14 kids, dude.
I thought nobody could beat Phillip Rivers.
Now, Philip Rivers going to see that like, all right, bet.
Yo.
All right, bet.
Yeah, crazy. I thought our family was big. They got they could start up on both sides of the ball at this point.
Yeah.
Family Feud football edition, except we're not behind these little tables, man. We're on the field. We got the Rivers versus the Alexander. I would watch that, by the way.
So is Steve Harvey the referee then?
No.
No?
No.
You said Family Feud.
Yeah, no, not.
Yeah, I know you said without the.
I'd make Shane Gillis the referee for that game.
Okay, all right. That'd actually be more entertaining.
That'd be very entertaining. I watched that more so than a lot of the games that we're getting this weekend, especially the Monday night games. Who wants to watch those? I still will.
You'll still put wagers on them.
I'll still watch them.
I mean, like, how much scoring are we going to get, though?
Still Life says 31-17 Vikings. TD Tom says, unfortunately, 37-17 Vikings. Steelers beat Steelers 23, beat Seahawks 20. Boz winning field goal at the buzzer. I think you mean Vikings.
Yeah, I think he meant Vikings, yeah.
20-17 Steelers. If the Steelers win, it will be off the foot of Boswell. That I do agree with.
Yes.
That I do agree with.
Which is the norm nowadays. We can all trust Boswell. I'm sure he's just itching to be kicking on that field, Croke Park Stadium.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. That's one thing for sure is he will be kicking on that field.
Yep.
I wonder how the field's going to be. Is it going to be actual grass?
Yeah, I don't know what.
I would hope so, right?
I think it is. Here,
Because Heinz Field's grass, like natural grass,
As it should be.
I think every field
should be grass. Not artificial turf.
No, I think that just leads to more injuries.
Oh, it obviously leads to more injuries, and it's unfortunate.
I mean, fortunately, Najee, man, my guy Najee.
Never missed a game, bro.
Blew his Achilles.
He never missed a game. He was always the best thing about Najee was his availability on that football field.
Now, I don't think the artificial turf at the Charger Stadium, was it the Charger Stadium?
I think.
Wherever. He wasn't on grass. He was on artificial turf. So it's a different surface compared to what he's used to at Heinz Field. I don't think that really had an effect on his injury. It's just look at the KD injury or the A-Rod injury or even what's his face? Tyrese Halliburton, their injuries. It's just, the tendon just fucking explodes. The Achilles explodes. So it's just a freak accident. Connor, James Conner's essentially out all season too. So that really sucks.
Yeah, that's unfortunate too.
That really sucks.
Yeah. Listen, man, speedy recovery for both those backs, Najee and Connor.
I know, man.
That's unfortunate.
Really is. I would be the guy to have Connor in fantasy. Same thing with Aaron Jones.
I'm sorry.
It's not really the best start off. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No. I'm in 4 leagues, and it's even hard for me to keep track of 4 freaking leagues.
Yeah, I hear you. Update on the poll. Who scores the first touchdown? 40% say DK. DK. Need him to step up, man. Need him to step up. He'll be going up against Byron Murphy. That's gonna be a good physical matchup. Gotta keep giving the ball to DK, and he's got to keep coming down with the rock.
Yep.
He got to keep coming down with the football. He's a guy that really needs to step up. Seeing he's the one. We're paying him this much. He minimized or essentially stopped the drops last week, came away with a great touchdown. We just need to give him the ball more. More targets thrown his way. Yeah, that's my fear too, Steel Life, is Najee's career might be over, yeah. Because, he was a rotational back for Hampton.
Well, I
don't think he's ever getting another starting gig.
You just look at his career. excuse me, you look at his career at Alabama and what the Steelers did, the amount of carries and threat on them tires.
Well, look
bro.
at his age now. He's what, 28, 27, 28?
Yeah.
Plus this injury, he's never going to be the same.
Unfortunately not.
Najee, yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that is the case.
I hope that's not the case, but yeah, it looks like Najee's NFL career might be dwindling down a little bit. It's unfortunate, man, because he's such a really good dude. The humble guy, tough runner. He may not be the most efficient or the best in vision, but he's a tough runner. I always liked Najee. Aaron Derrick says, you know what's really disappointing? That Aaron Rodgers has more rushing yards than Caleb Johnson.
Wait, what?
You got me coughing now, damn it. Wow.
Oh, yes, I guess he does.
He does. Yeah. Caleb Johnson has -1 yard. I don't even have to look at the stats. I just know.
Caleb didn't have a snap at all versus the Patriots. Not even with the offense.
Croke Park, Ireland uses a hybrid turf grass field. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like a soil pitch or whatnot is the surface.
We got to get Big Country Darnell to post up in the end zone too. Dude, please. Like in the red zone, there should be 2 guys you be tossing it up to. It's DK and it's Darnell. If you don't scheme that, then you're really doing yourself a disservice from an offensive aspect. Then you yourself, as an offensive coordinator, should not be in that position because, come on, bro. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And there should be no running back that gets carries in the red zone that's not named Warren. Just my 2 cents.
No, I agree.
Yeah, if we get in the red zone this Sunday morning, maybe afternoon for some of you guys overseas, maybe mad early for you guys over on the other side of the United States of America. Yeah, man, we if we're in that situation, I want to see a toss up to Darnell. They did that. They lined him up outside and they tried it. That led to a penalty. New set downs. We punched him with Gainwell.
Yeah.
I want to see more of that. Like, keep it up. But even then, don't limit him to just a red zone threat because that's kind of predictable, right? Get him going up the field. You know, I think he's got some yak ability. He's not the most athletic or the fastest guy, but even still, you want to get him the ball early, get some blocks up the field, go for it. You want to use him up the seam. I think that's very dangerous.
Right.
He's a mismatch against almost anybody in terms of height and dominance. He's got very good hands.
Yeah.
We just don't see it enough.
No, like Darnell is another weapon. It's just the Steelers they don't know how to properly use that. They really keep him down and pin him down to one thing, which we know what it is and we know he's good at it, but he's much more than that, in my opinion.
Agreed. Digital Dust says should have drafted Scadaboo instead of Caleb. I know. I love Scadaboo too. And I liked Caleb's tape. I did. It's just the interest wasn't with Scadaboo as much as it was so many other backs. Like, they looked at Ollie Gordon a lot. They looked at DJ Giddens. They looked at Caleb Johnson. They looked at RJ Harvey. Didn't they bring him in for a top 30 visit?
I think they did.
Like, there just wasn't as much interest in Scadaboo, which confused me because, bro, that Arizona State game
Versus Texas.
Bro, Scadaboo brought them back by himself.
Scadaboo was that
like they
team.
didn't win, but off the back of him, they almost won that game. And I'm thinking, bro, him and Warren would be such a bowling ball duo.
Yep.
He's a lot like Warren. He's not the fastest, but he's so dominant in contact, and he's versatile. He's got this physical demeanor to him that just speaks Steeler.
Now he's a Giant now, though. And he's going to have to lead the charge because Tracy's hurt for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I know.
So the Giants are really going to have to lean on Scadaboo, but Scadaboo is a dog.
Yeah,
he's a hell of a runner. I mean, he's not afraid to just put his head down and run over a guy and just carry the team on his back. He's no stranger to doing that.
Yeah, these are the running backs they brought in for top 30 visits. Marion Hampton, Trevion Henderson, Caleb Johnson, Dylan Sampson, Bishal Tootin, RJ Harvey, Jadon Blue,
Oof.
DJ Giddens, and Ollie Gordon. Not one of them was Scadaboo.
Nope.
Not one was Scadaboo.
No. Why? I don't know.
I don't know why either.
I always like Scadaboo.
Scadaboo just looks like a Steelers running back.
And because of how he runs, you know he's being memed already. You already know.
Yeah.
With the Stone Cold from the longest yard.
Yeah. That's how a white man runs a football. You got that right.
Yep.
That boy can run the rock. No pun intended. Chance of scat would have been made each carry. I like that. Yeah. Man, that's... Maybe one day he'll end up a Steeler, but yeah, Scatterboo would have been awesome. I really like Scatterboo's tape. I like Johnson's too. But Scat was just...
Billy Maher, he actually makes a good point. Tomlin would just have him return kicks.
Yeah, you're right. He would have. Yeah, he would have. I was hoping they were going to draft a Marion Hampton. Yeah, I mean, they could have went either way in the first round. They could have went Hampton. They could have went Matthew Golden. Wasn't Ibuka still available?
Was he taken beforehand?
I don't. Hold on. Where were the Bucs selection? Maybe Ibuka wasn't available. I don't remember. I don't remember.
No, because Tampa made the playoffs. Or did they trade up to get him?
Well, I'm going to search the draft now because
I
don't know off the top of my head.
I can't remember.
He was taking 2 picks before us, so he wasn't on the board.
Okay, then.
So take that away. So no. But yes, Matthew Golden, who the Packers really need to get started. And then Love needs to hit him deep for once.
Well, he's tried a couple times. He just whiffed him.
And then, yeah, you had a Marion Hampton. You had some serious talent there. I was just sold on defensive line because I really wanted them to fix that spot.
Hey, listen, so far so good.
Harmon had a great first game.
He had a very good game.
Do you have enough quarters for the swear jar? Not now, but we'll
add some change for Sunday morning.
It'll be refilled. Don't worry. Scatterboo was a badass. Unfortunately, his running style will probably cause a short career. You're not wrong, but as a rotational guy, or someone to just match with Warren, I think that could have extended his career just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if their intent was to keep Warren, then you got to get a running back that's going to match his style. That would have been Scatterboo. It could be Caleb. I don't want to rule Caleb out yet because he's only had 2 carries and 1 dumb blunder mistake.
Well, Aaron Derrick in the chat says, so with Caleb being as disappointing as he has been, what do you guys think the plan's going to be with him now?
I don't know. I don't know when he's going to see time on the field again.
I don't know exactly. I don't know when he sees playing time again. I don't know what the future holds for him for his rookie season. I don't know when they get him involved again or if they do.
The way Mike Tomlin is with the rookies is, first of all, he doesn't like to rush them. And then as a rookie, if you make a mistake that bad,
then your chances are very slim, bro.
No. So I don't know when he's going to get touches or when he's going to get some significant touches.
I wouldn't expect it for this Vikings game coming up. Maybe after the bye.
I wouldn't expect it until probably mid-season. Probably maybe after that. They like Warren and Gainwell so much, they might not view Caleb Johnson as an immediate factor. Which kind of sucks because I think that's where he needs to be put, he needs to be put with the line and giving him a chance to show what he can offer there and not in a return game.
If the line can even make lanes for a guy like Johnson.
But I'm not going to rule him a bust or a bad selection.
No,
he made a dumb mistake and he's not looking good. I'm not going to lie to you. But we got to give him a little more of a chance. He's had a much slower start than probably a lot of us anticipated.
Yeah.
Would I have liked Scatterboo over him? Yes. But we have Caleb Johnson, so by default, I'm going to give him another chance.
Of course.
First of all, he hasn't really had an opportunity as a running back.
I think he's had 4 total offensive snaps.
That's it.
2 of the first game, 2 of the second game, none last week.
Well, how is he supposed to improve if he's not on the field? Like, yeah, he's not the greatest as a receiving threat. He's not good in pass protection. We knew this coming out of Iowa because they were run heavy. He never had to worry about catching the ball or playing pass protection. He was always the workhorse for Iowa. They were run heavy. The only way he's going to learn in those areas is if he's on the field, if he goes through his mishaps, which clearly he has. But on the field, that's where with the offense, that's where his value is going to be. And the only way he can learn and progress is if he's on the field. But that's not going to happen for weeks to come.
No.
Unfortunately. They just value the 2 guys that have him too much. Which I think those 2 guys are good teachers for him. Those are two good minds that are going to help him in a lot of areas that those two other guys are really good at.
Yeah.
Which is pass pro, which is pass protection.
And you've heard throughout the offseason that Caleb's been following around Warren and Gainwell, just trying to pick apart their brain and just learn from them, from their experience in the league.
Yeah.
When Caleb gets involved, I couldn't tell you. I just hope that they actually do give him the opportunity and just have him get involved with the offense and just have him grow and just get better with the snaps on the offense.
Still Life says, y'all think Jackson Dart is a franchise quarterback in the making? See,
there's
okay.
potential. There's potential.
I'm glad you said this because I don't agree with starting him. Should they have benched Russ? Yes, because he sucks. I don't think they should play Dart. The reason they're doing it is
not
because
3 weeks in.
The only reason they're doing it is because Brian DeBull, or however the hell you say his last name, is desperate to keep his job.
I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't know why he's still with the Giants to begin with. He should have been gone. He just doesn't cut out as a head coach.
No, I always thought with Jackson Dart's tape, the ceiling's high because I think he's got a great arm. I think he's got a good way of reading defenses. You know, I think he's got great rushing ability. He reminds me of a little bit of Josh Allen in a sense, but he's never played under center. Not once at Ole Miss did he play under center. He doesn't know an NFL offense. That's going to be immediate struggles for him. I don't think starting him is the way to go. In my opinion, Dart should have redshirted his entire rookie year. He should never play.
And that's something that needs to be more normalized in today's NFL. Because there's times where franchises, especially like the Giants and their reputation recently, I mean, they just haven't been good at developing guys. They just rush these rookie quarterbacks in because their initial starter isn't cutting it out. He's making mistakes. He's throwing interceptions. Yeah. And they're like, oh, shoot, what do we do? We're panicking. And then they just throw out the rookie when he's not ready yet.
Yeah, you're destining him for failure, in my opinion. With quarterbacks, you can be much more patient compared to, like, a running back or a wide receiver. You can be more patient because they have a longer longevity. They have a longer career. And this is the guy you want to mold to turn this organization around. I don't think starting Dart is the way to go. Not yet. Me personally, I wouldn't have done it this season. Or if you were, not this early. I think a lot of his mishaps or a lot of his negatives coming out of college is probably going to affect him versus the Chargers this week.
The Chargers have looked good.
I would anticipate them using a lot of his legs because that's some of his best skills is that he's versatile. He can get up the field. He's a tough runner. He's also got to learn to slide. He's also got to learn to not take hits.
Yeah. He's got to protect himself.
Yeah, I think this is a desperation tactic by Brian DeBull and the Giants.
No, they shouldn't have rushed Dart. They want to replace Wilson. You have Jameis Winston. I don't even know why Dart was the second stringer behind Russ to begin with. I thought the whole point was Russ, then Winston, and then Dart.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that. That's their situation. That's their problem. That's what they're going to have to figure out. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Dart does and how he performs. But I just don't think it's ideal to rush him 3 weeks in.
I like this comment from Angel Delgado. He says, I find it difficult to talk about who we should have drafted, who we should in the future because our coaching staff, are we really going to utilize and optimize our talent? Are we? In my honest opinion, no.
Case in point, Jalen Hurts, because many people said that he should have been the pick and not Chase Claypool. But you look at what Hurts has done with the Eagles and how successful he was and is to this day.
He wouldn't have been as successful if he was under Matt Canada.
Oh, my God. He would have been so limited. He would have been so suppressed, contained.
This guy is not a Super Bowl MVP under Matt Canada.
No.
So, Angel, I agree. And under that same thought, I find it difficult to deter between, is this guy a bust or is he just poorly coached by the coaching staff? Look at Kevin Dotson.
Yes.
Kevin Dotson was a plug-and-play guy at right guard when DeCastro got hurt, and DeCastro's last year and Dotson's rookie season. And then they immediately shifted him to left, and he was never the same. And then he gets traded to the Rams. They put him back at right guard, and he gets a big money contract.
Yeah.
So it's hard to spot if it's because the guy sucks or because the coaching isn't teaching them the proper things. But the evidence shows our coaching just sucks. And these guys shouldn't be in charge of teaching these guys what they need to do to be the future.
I don't trust the coaching staff.
I
never
don't
did.
either.
I still don't.
I don't either. So, yeah, Angel, I think I definitely got to agree.
Yes, 100% Angel.
Where does Gardner Johnson end up? I don't know. I don't know. Why did he get cut?
Yeah, that was confusing to me as well. I don't know why.
Why did he get cut?
I don't think he ends up with the Steelers. I don't. I just don't see that happening. I could see him going back to Philly if they want to bring him back for, a third time. Maybe Detroit if they want some extra safety help. He was a Lion for that one year. Yes, Dan just said
I said Canada, yes.
Yes.
Russell Wilson is doing exactly what he does now. Now he's lost 8 games in a row, yeah. Yeah, Russell Wilson's not good.
No.
He's not a starter in this league anymore. He should frankly retire after this year.
You figure he would, he probably won't.
Shit, we still haven't seen Roman Wilson yet. No. Where's Roman Wilson? Bro. There is no easing this guy in no more.
He had 9.
It's been 3 weeks.
He had 9 snaps versus the Patriots.
What are we doing?
And I'm not sure if you've seen, but the routes that he ran were all fades. They were all straight up. Or the majority of them were just straight up.
Go routes.
Yes, basically. He ran the same routes. And he was never looked as he was never looked as the designated wide receiver.
That's essentially looking at him and says, hey, just go do some laps. That's what they're telling him to do.
I don't get it. It's weird because throughout the offseason, there was a lot of praise coming out of Roman Wilson. Oh, he's looking good in camp. Oh, in preseason, he was a preseason player. He was good.
Yeah.
Now it's just they're still easing him in. They're limiting his snap count. And I know it's obvious that DK and Calvin Austin are the 1 and 2 wide receiver right now. But you drafted Roman Wilson. You invested capital into this guy. There's a lot of praise coming out of him. A-Rod even said...
And he has 1 target.
1 catch.
1 target.
1 catch.
At least he got his first career catch. We got that out the way.
That was garbage time, man.
Yeah.
I would say find a way to implement Roman Wilson a bit more. Not just for this game, for the rest of the way. If you really want to get the most out of him or see what he can bring to the table.
What is he doing? What does he do? He takes up air, bro. That's what he's doing right now, dude. He just takes up air. He takes up a roster spot. What are they doing with the guy? Just like our tight ends, bro. You got 3 starting worthy tight ends, and you aren't using any of them in the passing game.
No.
At all. What are you doing?
Like the offense is screens, checkdowns, and go routes. There's nothing in the middle.
Everything's a screen. They all treat them like they're running backs. No sense. Yeah, because we can block up in the second level and get guys out there, right? Get out of here. If you can block up the field, sure, but
yeah, because Connor Hayward's going to get
first of all, you can't even block at the line of scrimmage, bro. You telling me you're going to get your asses up in the second level? Get out of here. Get out of here, bro.
Yeah, man.
That ain't going to work.
There's a lot to fix, dude.
Winston must be terrible in practice. I don't know. For them to start Dart over Winston, I don't know.
When do the Bengals start calling the Giants?
Next
for
week.
Winston.
Next week.
Because Jake Browning ain't looking great.
Next week. If I'm going to be honest, I am not expecting Pittsburgh to win on Sunday, especially after watching Minnesota's previous game. No. Aaron Derrick, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting a win. My prediction is they lose. That's my prediction. I don't want that to happen.
No, of course.
Don't misconstrue my words here. It's just I have to be honest with you as a fan. I'm not going to fake optimism here. I don't think we win.
I mean, you just look at the performance.
Our coaching sucks.
You look at the performance from just last week. It's just night and day, man. Night and freaking day.
Our coaching sucks, and you look at the Vikings coaching, bro.
And just the performance, they essentially had the same amount of turnovers and sacks.
Yeah, they took advantage.
My God, did they ever did.
Thoughts on Muth this season? The major drop versus Seahawks and the route mistake versus the Pats. A-Rod angry. We need to trade him. We need to trade Frymuth.
Muth has been of no impact.
First of all, we got two better tight ends that can block and that can catch. Muth is so expendable, and we're paying him $12 million a year to do what? He offers nothing.
He's not the greatest blocker either.
He's not. I would argue he's probably our third best, minimal second best tight end, because he's more of a receiving threat than Darnell. But that's only because we don't see enough of Darnell in the receiving game. Muth, yes, he had that unbelievable drop versus the Seahawks on an A-Rod dime, on the run, right? And then, yeah, that route mistake. A-Rod wanted him to stop in his zone. Instead, he decided to keep running towards the sideline, towards the defender. If Muth stops, that's a first down.
Yep.
Muth is probably one of the nicest guys in the locker room. He's got some leadership qualities. He stepped in for when George Pickens skipped out on those little those meetings for the little kids, right?
Yes.
Props to Muth on that. As an on-field guy, maybe he's not being used properly, but even still, it's just like the mistakes he's making. I just don't view Muth as someone they should keep around. Just my honest opinion.
No, it's weird because of the lack of a consistent wide receiver too. You figure with the addition of Jonnu, but like what you're paying Pat, Jonnu and Pat are both $12 million tight ends.
Yeah.
You'd scheme up a way, especially Arthur Smith with the heavy usage of tight ends. He would scheme up a way for Muth and Jonnu and even Washington at that to stretch the field to utilize their receiving ability.
That's doing too much. That's too dangerous.
Obviously for Smith, yes, it is.
That's too dangerous. We can't do that. It's way too dangerous, man.
You figured that they would, but no, they're not doing that.
I would honestly trade Muth and or Highsmith together in a package, or one of them, to get a wide receiver too. I don't know who, because frankly, I don't know who's realistic out there. Tyreek maybe, but I don't know if the Steelers are going to want to trade for that. Anyone else? I don't think Jacoby Myers is ever a realistic option.
No, I don't think. Well, I don't know. The Raiders are kind of a dumpster fire. Maybe he want to leave.
I don't know.
But then again, money talks.
He just wants the money, yeah. And any of these receivers that say, I want out, just want the bag. That's what they want.
Yeah, like Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
He got the bag.
So, that's what I would do. I'd trade one or both in a package for a receiver. Or if they don't, I'd trade one or both in a package to trade up next year in the draft.
Yeah. That'd help a lot.
I think they're both very expendable. Just my honest opinion. Big Ben offensive coordinator. I think it would be good. I think it would be good. I don't know if he's going to want to come back to coaching or go to coaching. I think he's enjoying retirement right now. But, yeah, I think he'd be a great offensive-minded guy. When he took control of the offense, you really got to see what the offense could do. When he was under control and he got to run it the way he wanted to and the no huddles or whatever, when he was able to sling it,
Ben had that freedom.
Ben was Ben.
Ben had that freedom, and Tomlin had that trust in Ben.
Ben was Ben. Ben was Ben, man.
He was.
We kept him too long, but in a sense, I do miss it. Angel says it's insanity to think anything changes in the next few days in the way we've been playing this year. Sadly, I think we lose too. Alternating wins and losses gets us where we end up every year. 9-8 record. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, Angel.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
I feel the only way that something were to be done for the Steelers to change something, if that even happens during the bye week, is if we get obliterated by the Vikings.
Mm.
Like, say we lose, but it's in a competitive fashion, then they won't make change.
They're not going to make change regardless.
But, I'm saying the only way that it's possible during the bye week is if we get obliterated.
Okay, what's that change?
Well, they're not going to fire Austin.
Exactly.
Say they do. Who the hell is going to be the interim D coordinator? Who would that be?
Our defensive backs coach, Joe Alexander. Or Carl Dunbar.
Could be him.
But they're not the fix.
No, they're not. Then they're not to change.
There is no change.
No change is coming.
Here. There's no change.
No change is coming.
Ever.
No change is coming.
There's no change until after 2027 if we're lucky.
So even if we get obliterated, yeah, nothing's happening.
No.
Same goes for Smith. Nothing's happening.
No. No, man, we're stuck with this.
Hey, but we're all in, bro. Don't forget that. We're all in.
It's exactly why I wanted to clean house after last year. And they did nothing but bring back the same faces with different guys in different positions for on-field personnel.
To run a retirement tour.
Look at the results so far, bro. It's just
we're 2-1.
Who's shocked? If you're shocked, then you must have been a fan yesterday.
Like, yeah, the Steelers are 2-1, but are they a convincing 2-1?
No.
Far from it.
They're never convincing anything. I've noticed A-Rod isn't throwing the ball down the field that much. He doesn't have enough time. He's having to shotgun the ball so he doesn't get paralyzed.
Yeah, these quick checkdowns, dude.
Yeah. Well, that and one, that's how the offense is ran is checkdowns. But receivers can't get open either. It's just a whole mess.
Now every week A-Rod's yelling at somebody. It just seems to be that trend.
Yeah, like I've noticed that too, Aaron, we're not throwing the ball down the field as much. Like A-Rod's not taking any deep shots. Has he took one deep shot this year? Like legitimate, like
honestly,
like 40-yard pass.
Let me look. What is his longest completion actually?
I can't recall of one attempt.
Oh, the 65-yard. That was Warren though.
Yeah, that was all
Warren. That was all Warren. After that, I couldn't tell you.
That don't count.
I couldn't tell you.
That don't count.
There hasn't really been a deep ball connection.
I've noticed that too. We're not seeing enough of this.
The longest after that is 31 yards to Metcalf. But that might have been a yak play.
Probably.
That had to have been a yak play. Same with Calvin Austin, right?
Probably in the first game versus
God. They don't take deep shots.
Who did we face in week 1?
The Jets?
Yeah, that one. We need Mike Tomlin to resign, and the only slim chance of that happening is that we finally have a losing season and his pointless streak ends. Yeah, who's going to be the Brock Lesnar to our Undertaker, huh? Who's that going to be? Maybe, you know what? Maybe Tom is just doing this for fun. He's thinking, how much longer can I go on without a losing record? Let's just keep this thing going until I finally have a losing record, and then I'll quit. Maybe that's his plan here. He's not telling nobody. I don't know.
Yeah, say he gets his first losing season. It's like, yeah, I'm done. Like, oh, okay.
Tomlin doesn't use the tight end right. He doesn't use any players right. No one on this coaching staff does at all. McDaniel with the Dolphins might be available. I would like him as offensive coordinator. I think he's got definitely that Shanahan or McVay mindset that we need on the offensive side. He's not ready for a head coaching spot, obviously.
Yeah, no.
As a coordinator, I mean,
he did well for San Francisco. And wasn't he the run game coordinator before being promoted to OC?
Yeah. He was wide receiver coach 1.2 with the Dolphins, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike McDaniel, he can be a good offensive coordinator.
I would love Mike McDaniel as offensive coordinator. Not head coach, but offensive coordinator. Is Tomlin going to allow him to do what he needs to do? No.
No, probably not. No, because Mike McDaniel's very gutsy. It's not working for the Dolphins, but as a coordinator, he'd be gutsy. He'd take chances. He'd be creative.
Maybe like Muth in a third or some sort of pick or picks. And go get a decent wide receiver too. If so, who's realistic and who would you want? I
don't know. I think we've just for 2 years going on now.
I don't know who's realistic.
We just
like that's the thing here. That's the move they need to make is they need to trade for a wide receiver. I just don't know who at the moment could they get that is realistic in my opinion.
I feel like they've scorched the earth for at least that's what was reported.
We have.
We got Metcalf, but like after that, who's available? Who could be up for trade? Who could be that wide receiver for us?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Maybe the Dolphins will give up Waddle. I would love Waddle.
I'm not opposed to Waddle. Why not?
Dolphins need to clean house, in my opinion. Guys, we all know how this ends. LOL. It's like watching your favorite movie on repeat. You love the action, but hate the ending. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Every year.
You're not down with
No,
that?
I'm not down with that.
We've got 2 words for
I've seen it for 7 years straight, going on 8 now, Ben. You're a part of some of them, too.
Yeah, he was in them sequels.
Still ill with a 4 sequels. Still ill with a 499 says, you peeped that end zone throw to Darnell that got the penalty. He had at least a 7-inch advantage on his mismatch. They'll always have to foul him or touchdown. Yeah. There's no way you're breaking it up.
No.
It's either a penalty, which puts you at the 1, or it's a touchdown. Absolutely. You're absolutely correct. I'd run that as many times as I could. And if it gets to a point they double team, guess what? You got DK one-on-one.
You do?
He's not the greatest in contested catch. That's not his style, despite his height. But
Or it's just back-to-back games with touchdowns. Those have been the catches he's come down
I'd
with.
still scheme him to get the ball in the red zone.
Yeah.
That's how I'd do it. That's exactly how I'd do it. Let's see where we're at. Dunbar needs replaced. Teams have been running through the D-line. I don't know if that's more so Dunbar, if that's just more so on the coordinating or the coaching in general.
No, I feel like Dunbar's always been a solid D-line coach for us.
He's one of our longest tenured assistant coaches,
Yeah.
even back to when Tuitt was here.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
really miss Tuitt.
Me too. Oh, my God.
One more second of protection from the O-line would make a huge difference. Yeah, it's a lot of time, you know? A lot of time. Yeah, we need the line to step up, bro, really.
Just like the Steelers can't get 1 yard, the O-line can't protect for 1 more second.
Yeah, Aaron, yeah, I don't think Ben's gonna. No, he's a family man now. He's a great family man. He's not gonna miss time like that.
Well, no, like he gets to go golfing now, and of course, you know, his podcast with his partner Spence.
Yeah, great stuff.
Like he don't need football no more. Like he's living life right now. He's living the retirement life.
What the hell? McDaniel is always smoking crack on the sidelines. Anyone hear him talk about the Dolphins lose? Word salad barely describes it. I did see that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got something in
He's just
in his pocket that he's smoking out there.
bro. Well, maybe it's just a Miami thing. Once you get to Miami, all sorts of things start happening.
Well, that's why they haven't been successful in years.
Yeah, Miami, imagine the clubs down there.
God, they haven't been successful since Dan Marino.
Obviously.
God.
We've got 2 words for you.
Still ill with a 499 says, my manager at work wants us to draft Sellers. We are from South Carolina and have him and Howard compete for the starting role.
Oh, like Sellers.
Lenore Sellers.
He needs to showcase a lot more as a passer in terms of actually staying in the pocket. But I do like Sellers. I think his ceiling's very high. Fernando Mendoza. I like him too. I think he's a huge sleeper. I think he's really starting to raise his stock a lot.
Yeah, he is.
Quarterbacks next year, maybe some haven't looked so great. But I'd say probably some of the better ones that have looked good so far is Nussmeier, to some degree, Drew Allar. By the way, that whiteout game on Saturday is going to be really good.
Yes, it is.
That's going to be a good test for Penn State against Oregon.
I do look forward to that game. Should be fun.
Yeah, Nussmeier's look good. Allar, I'm not the biggest fan of Allar, but I'll give him a little credit.
If you're not
Sellers,
down with that,
John
we've got
Mateer,
2 words for you.
Mendoza for sure.
Yep.
We got some quarterbacks next year to choose from. We got Billy Maher with a 199. At least we're not Browns fans. Good night, my guys. You are correct. We are not Browns fans. We're not. They're still riding on the high of that win last week versus the Packers.
How they win that game, by the way?
I don't know. Any given Sunday, right?
Yeah, but really? So much for being undefeated, Green Bay.
Sellers will be a top 5 pick. 9-8 won't get you in the top 5. That's why you trade up.
That's why they didn't do shit in the free agency.
I think he's a guy that's worth trading up.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd make him a day 1 starter because, again, there's no rush. There's no rush. We really need to normalize sitting quarterbacks for a certain period of time. But I think he's a guy worth trading up for sure. I think his ceiling's very high. He's athletic. He's tough. He's not a one-read guy. His accuracy is really good. It's just as someone that's got to sit, he bails a lot. That's one of my biggest negatives with him. He bails from the pocket a little too much.
Yeah.
He needs to sit in the pocket and actually read the defense. Once he fixes that up, sky's the limit. Dude, I hate to even say this, but I don't think Rodgers makes it out of the season unscathed. No, he won't.
If you're not
He's too old.
Well, the way he keeps getting hit, I mean, like, yeah, I'd be concerned about that too.
Highsmith in a second for Tyreek. Well, hold on, timeout. First of all, that's too much.
Nah, I'm keeping that second.
We need that second.
Yeah, we like really do.
We need that second.
That could be our future wide receiver too.
Well, based off of the second round picks last year.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe a tackle.
Yes.
Tackle?
Good God, yes. Yes, we need a tackle.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm not even trying to give Broderick another chance. I'm drafting a tackle just in case he doesn't.
You may have to do that. Because I'll tell you right now, it doesn't appear they're going to be exercising that fifth-year option. That's why we said it was make or break for Broderick. And, well, he's breaking every freaking thing.
Yeah. But, no, I mean, I don't think they get Tyreek. I don't think they get him whatsoever.
I would be surprised if they were to trade for Tyreek.
I'm happy. I heard about that. Mateer, he had hand surgery.
Yeah.
So he'll be out for a certain amount of time. But who knows? That might actually that might lower his draft stock. Just throwing it out there.
Maybe.
Should be interesting. I mean, that's months in advance, but college football is, just starting. And there's a lot of crazy stuff happening right now so far, which is good to see.
Yep.
And I think this Saturday we got another assortment of really good games. Again, that Penn State-Oregon game is going to be really good. That whiteout game is going to be fun. Arthur Smith, the type of guy to put Darnell wide receiver just for a distraction for a screen to Connor Hayward.
Yeah, and Hayward wouldn't even catch it. How much you want to bet?
From your phone and fingertips to his ears. Let's hope not. We need to trade up to get a top 3 quarterback in the first. Then do it. The Chiefs did it. Best franchise decision they've ever made. I have no problem with trading up for a quarterback.
No.
That's why they were so limited in free agency. They didn't want to sign anybody where their contracts ran out because they didn't want to forfeit losing any of the comp picks. They just rather sign guys that were released from other teams, like Slay with the Eagles, A-Rod with the Jets, right? They wanted guys like that.
Yep.
Because it wasn't going to force them to forfeit a comp pick for the next draft.
No, they don't want to do that.
Like everything they did this offseason was to stack on picks for that. They're not just going to trade the comp picks and get it done. They're going to have to trade 2027, 2028 capital as well, but I think it's worth it.
I'll tell you what,
if you get the right guy, it's worth it.
With this Russ bench, doesn't look like we're going to get a higher comp pick for him.
We'll just get a 6 for him. I'll take it.
No. Fields, he's still dealing with a concussion. I think he would be back for this upcoming week for their game.
Okay.
He still needs to hit his percentage, and then we can get a higher comp pick from him.
Well, one thing's sure, we're getting a third from Dan Moore, so.
Thanks, Dan Moore.
And our tackle position still sucks.
And the Titans aren't any better.
Gorilla Kid, Dan Robb, great to see you boys. This tackle situation is sorry. It is very sorry.
It's very bad.
It's sorry as hell.
It's very poor.
I think they're improving. I think they are improving week to week, and we can only hope that they're going to grow.
I've looked at the tape. Like, there's some positive plays in there where Broderick looks good, where Furtado looks good, but there's also some bad in there.
There's going to be. They're very inexperienced and
inconsistent at that.
And frankly, I think a lot of it has to do with coaching. A lot of it has to do with our coaching staff.
Like the good is there. They just got to limit the negatives, man.
Yeah, they do. Screw it. Dan Orlovsky, next offensive coordinator or head coach. Was he even going to coaching? I think he's getting paid just enough with,
plenty.
ESPN or something?
He ain't.
What is he with?
As long as he's getting paid handsomely, he ain't leaving ESPN.
But I do like some of his breakdowns, so. I don't think he'd ever get into coaching, though. I think he's happy where he's at.
Yeah.
I would take Waddle, not Tyreek. I would definitely take Waddle.
Yeah.
Younger and a lot less baggage. A lot less baggage. We don't need all that coming from, what's his nuts? Tyreek Hill.
All right. What's his nuts? Okay.
The problem is trading up. We are going to give up a lot, and the Steelers have a lot of needs with the aging players. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And obviously, the team that we're going to be trading with knows that the Steelers are trading up for a quarterback, thus they are going to demand a lot. Like if a team knows what the other team is trading up for, they're going to force them to trade as much as possible. That's their leverage, right?
Yeah.
So no, you're not wrong. But at the same time, I do think we have a lot of guys on their rookie contracts that we can still build around that quarterback while keeping the team young to a certain extent. And then because they were so soft in free agency this year, next year they have no excuse. They already have the comp picks locked down. And this upcoming offseason, next free agency, they can go as crazy as they want, which they should most definitely do.
They should.
Will it make a difference? Will all that make a difference for next season? Probably not, as long as Mike Tomlin and the coaching staff remains.
Yeah, because we know Smith will be here at least one more year after this season. And Austin, whether he leaves or not, I mean, Tomlin's still the guy really keeping a key eye on that defense.
Still, though, I would like to set this team up for future success.
And that's all we want. We want nothing more than that.
Absolutely. With that being said, chat, thank y'all for a great stream. It is 12:35, so happy Friday. It is Friday morning, the end of the work week for some of us. Thank God.
Friday the 26th.
Thank God.
Yep.
And we are, let me get my math right.
You're going to calculate in your head, huh?
We are not 37, you dumbass. We are 57 hours away from Steelers football.
Yep. We were 37.
We are.
Wait a minute. Wait, for real?
57 hours away from Steelers football.
57, man.
57 hours away from Steelers football in Ireland, man. In Ireland.
Dublin, Ireland at Croke Park Stadium. The Steelers will be the designated home team. Hosting, I suppose, the Minnesota Vikings, led by Carson Wentz at quarterback.
Carson Wentz.
Who would have thought?
Carson Wentz. He's not 2017 Carson Wentz no more, but he's still Carson Wentz. He's 32-year-old Carson Wentz with his 6th different team in his 6th straight year. That terrifies me. You put in everything they've done to start the season and what the Vikings are capable of with Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores leading the coaching staff. I'm not feeling good. I still want to win. I want them to win no matter what. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't have the utmost confidence for this one. It could get ugly very fast. I don't want it to. I'm just being brutally honest with y'all.
No, I'm right there with you. I'm not feeling the most confident heading into this game, but I hope I'm wrong. I just hope that the Steelers go out there and just play some good Steelers football, and they get the win for Dan Rooney.
Yeah, because this is the first NFL game in Ireland ever. It is mostly at the words and the wisdom and the push from mostly Dan Rooney and the entire Rooney family. Long time Irish roots. This is a long time coming. Dan Rooney would be proud that his team is the designated home team for Ireland's first NFL game, or the NFL's first game in Ireland. So I don't care how you do it. It's the game before the bye. Get a win, go into the bye, 2 straight wins, and go into bye, winning in Ireland, winning it for Dan. I don't care how you do it. It's going to be stressful Steelers football. We all know this. I don't care how it's done. I might not think it's going to happen, but at the end of the day, I want them to win it for Dan.
Win it for Dan and get the dub, and head to 3-1 before the Week 5 bye week, man.
God, Wentz is 10 years younger than Rodgers. What the hell?
Yeah, he is. Wow. God.
When you put it that way, that's interesting.
And like I said, Wentz looks every bit of it.
Maybe we keep it close enough for Boz to steal it in the end. Maybe we do. Tomlin just knows how to win these one-score games. If we can keep it within 1 score, there's always a chance, I guess, right? But that's the thing. We got to keep it within that 1 score. If we keep it within that 1 score, we can give Boz that opportunity. Imagine Boswell hitting the walk-off field goal, however fucking long it is, in Ireland, on Ireland turf.
Yep.
Ireland grass.
That's the game plan, bro.
I'd be happy with it. As long as we win, I'd be happy with it.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll see. In 57 hours plus, we'll be watching Steelers football, man, in Ireland. So You guys, thank y'all, man. Have a great rest of your night. Enjoy the weekend. And you guys get your asses up early, bright and early, Sunday morning, because we got some stressful Steelers football to attend to.
And listen, man, at least it's going to be right out the gate. We don't have to wait.
It's going to be right out the gate. I'll be tired, but this game's probably going to wake me up anyway.
Listen, man, we're going to be loaded with some breakfast and for sure, like 5 cups of coffee.
Absolutely.
We'll have it on deck, man.
I'll have the Guinness on tap, too, during or maybe even after the game. We'll see how it goes. But we'll see you then. We'll be live at 9 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, Sunday for the game.
The earliest we'll ever live stream, I'll tell you that.
Yes. It's going to be it's going to be interesting.
Yep.
I can't wait.
I do look forward to it. It should be fun. It should be fun with the atmosphere in Ireland, man. I know they've been wanting this game for quite a while, and you know they're going to go crazy for this one.
Absolutely. So, man, Steelers are playing in Ireland.
Yes.
It's really, really, really interesting.
It's really happening, bro.
That's really cool, man. Really cool. Go win it for Dan. We'll see you guys on Sunday for the game. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you guys for a great stream. Love you guys as always, and we'll see you on Sunday morning for some stressful Steelers football. Here we go, Steelers.
And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!